Just to run away with me, a light to pass unknown. Just to run away with me, you won't feel so alone. Even though the rain keeps falling, follow my lead and we'll keep running home. Back home. Even when you're feeling nothing, I can make your heart keep beating on and on. Just run away with me, a light to parts unknown. Just run away with me, you won't feel so alone.
All right.
All right.
That last stock footage of the hands along the globe really was very sensual.
Really rounded it out in the end.
It was just like just like right around it. It was incredible.
Yes, it's a crystal ball for divining the future, which is what we're doing today on this stream. Thanks everybody for being here. Look at all these little sweatshirts that we got. Everybody got these?
Got mine.
sweatshirts on?
Got mine ready to go.
We all
I'm gonna
want to
hold
match
it.
each other. Hi everyone. Welcome to Divining the Future, where we're going to be doing a few things today on this live stream, in addition to helping to raise money for the remounted production of The Guy Who Didn't Like Musicals, which you can go over and check out on the Kickstarter right now. Do we have an update on what the Kickstarter total is at right now?
It's high.
It's at
764
yeah, we are close.
with 71 backers.
Wow.
Wow.
That's
Wow.
great.
Wow.
That's
Looks
fantastic.
good. That looks
So
good.
that's great. So it's 517 right now?
Yes.
519.
519.
10 away from Cinderella, 30
Wow.
away from Homecoming.
Right. So
Wow.
we have right now in our in our Kickstarter for this remount of The Guy Who Didn't Like Musicals, we're at 519, which is $10,000 beneath Cinderella's Castle, which is what we did last year, which was 529,230. That is our second highest Kickstarter we've ever done. And the highest one we've ever done was for our 10-year anniversary. And that was for doing our 10-year concert and for funding Black Friday.
Yes.
So that was kind of split between multiple projects, but that one was at 547,439. And that,
Wow.
I believe, is the highest total theater Kickstarter ever. So
That's really beautiful.
that's great. So I think, our goal, let's see how far we get today, but if we could surpass Cinderella today, that would be awesome. And
That'd be gnarly.
possibly even surpass the 10-year, which would
It's possible.
It's possible.
It's possible.
I didn't even think
That
about
would be
that
cool.
possibility today, but you're right. It is possible.
Yeah, just to run through a few other little numbers for you. So right now, currently, our top three are the 10-year, which is 547,000. Cinderella's Castle, which is 529,000. Right now, this one, The Guy Who Didn't Like Musicals, Reprised at 519,000. Then our next one was the StarKid Returns Backer Kit campaign, which funded
Backer Kid.
Nerdy Prudes Must Die and the Jangle Ball tour, and it funded a few other things like Space
Whoa.
Baby and whatnot. That one was 386,000.
Wow.
The one after that was StarKid's Firebringer Kickstarter, which was 154,000.
What a
Then-
jump.
Then below that was Twisted, our first ever Kickstarter, which was 142,000.
That's
And
amazing, though.
Jeez.
And then our lowest Kickstarter ever was the original Guy Who
Was
Didn't
Guy?
Like Musicals, which was 127,000.
That's
So
so
Wow.
crazy.
if this
That's so
one,
crazy.
if
To
this
think
one's
about doing that show for one, it's like, it's nuts.
there, you go. So if this
Oh,
one
wow.
surpasses and becomes the highest funded Kickstarter that we have, then Guy Who Didn't Like Musicals will bookend it. It'll be our highest grossing project and our lowest grossing
Please,
project.
that's so cute. Please.
Appropriate.
Yes.
Appropriate.
Be very sweet. But yes, so today we're going to be raising money for the new production. We're going to be doing so Matt has unearthed this strange set of cards that he found deep in an attic somewhere.
Oh my god.
We're in
Oh.
A strange set of cards, and we are compelled for some reason
Put it back.
to explore these cards. It's a Hatchetfield Tarot Deck. It's not exactly a real tarot deck because tarot has a bunch of rules and
No rules here.
no rules here.
No,
This
no
is-
rules.
Matt has written a whole book to go along, or he found this book that is
Yeah,
a
right.
whole thing. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
Matt, you want to talk a little bit about the Hatchetfield Tarot Deck?
Okay, so I thought it would be, rather than just a regular tarot set, I thought it would be way more fun if each of the cards meant something, reference the shows and stuff, and where it has like funny meanings and were specific to the characters. Whereas in a real tarot card set, they're very kind of vague and just all the cards basically mean moving forward. And they're not that exciting. So I think this will be a lot more fun, I think.
Exciting.
And I had Nicole Rodriguez do all the artwork. So it's 35 pieces of artwork
Incredible.
Holy
for the
shit.
cards. So
I know.
The cards are very cool. I'm very excited
get
to
to
show
see-
them off.
All of them today, or are all of them?
It really depends
TBD?
on it depends on what is pulled today.
Yeah.
We've kind of got John has put together a randomizer, because really how it would work is you would have the deck. You would have the deck, right? You shuffle the deck, and then you would draw. We have a few different kinds of readings that you can do: a 1-card reading, 3-card reading, or 5-card reading. And we'll kind of go through what each of those readings means and all that. And you would usually just shuffle through the deck and draw a card, but we don't have the physical cards because there were some situations going on with tariffs in our country.
Complications with tariffs. That, complications with
What do you mean?
tariffs that delayed things.
Yeah,
So
What do you mean?
It's
Can
so
we
fun.
go into that?
Those
Every
are all
day's
gone.
fun.
it should be back on track now, but it delayed things for just long enough to make sure that we would not have a prototype for this stream. So
Can I just say something that's really funny to me? I like that Jeff is just over there sitting at the kitchen table eating his food.
And he gets tinier and
It's like-
tinier with each minute.
What?
Yeah. He looks
Hi,
like a
Jeff.
little borrower.
He's gonna finish his meal and he's gonna go home. And
That's-
He
All
looks,
right, well-
yeah, he looks like he's a guy that broke into John's place and is just eating all of his food.
so funny.
Are we also before we get into the tarot cards, are we also revealing any secrets today at certain things?
So we are going to. That's the other thing. We're going to be doing kind of these tarot readings for everybody, and then we're also going to be talking about possible future projects. This is kind of something that we've done for the past several Kickstarters, is kind of talk about things going forward, because this year the idea was to remount Guy Who Didn't Like Musicals. It seemed like a really good time to do it. It was something that we've been wanting to do for a long time. It's really a very, it's one of our most popular things that we've ever done. So we said, let's give people a chance to see this live and to get involved in the project. And it's a fun chance for all of us to go back and revisit it. But we also want to let people know that we're still moving forward on things and we're still planning things for the future. So yeah, we're going to be talking about some future projects, things for, the timeline on these is kind of ambiguous because it's really going to depend on what we have the time and the money to accomplish. We didn't want to, attach anything. We've kind of learned our lesson not to attach too many things to a single Kickstarter campaign. So, we're just kind of focusing on going. What we're raising for this one is going towards Guy Who Didn't Like Musicals. But if we have the ability, we've got some Hatchetfield things and some non-Hatchetfield things that we'd love to talk about today. So we can actually, and we can unlock those, let's unlock
We've got
them.
five things to talk about, right? 5 in total.
We got 5.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh. I can't wait to hear because I don't know either and I want to know.
Yeah, 3 we've kind of mentioned before, but we'll go into detail and give you updates on them. And then we got 2 things we've never talked about. That those will be the last ones that we unlock.
Yeah,
Joke's on you because I don't remember any of them.
cool.
That's great. Probably nobody else does either, so that'll be
That's
great.
good. That's really good.
Far away and it's literally I can't even look at that panel.
Yeah.
Wait, is that-
Oh my
is that
God,
Paul?
there's 2
Paul's
burglars.
here.
Now there's 2
Yeah.
burglars.
Hi, Paul.
People are in my house. If
Yeah.
we reach 521,000, we're gonna get these guys out of my house.
Yeah. It does
Um,
not.
And at 522, we call the cops.
Yeah, at 522, we call the cops.
Um,
But what do we want to set as the first goal for the first reveal or secret?
Maybe, I don't know. It's always kind of like we want to set it realistically so that people can
Well,
achieve these things.
561.
should we say?
How-
Should we?
What-
Go ahead, Matt.
What about 522? Go nice and easy. 522.
Got it. First one's nice and easy. 522. Then we'll reveal the first.
If we get to 600K, I'll
God.
show up at your house as Doug the cop and arrest both of them.
Don't say that because that's possible.
Citizens arrest.
Uh,
I can do it.
Never mind, I was gonna make a joke. No,
I love you.
Can you all of us in the back here?
No, we can't hear you.
yes, we can
We
kind of
can't.
hear you.
What?
Yeah, I think you'll have to come a little closer to the microphone.
It's not like
Yeah,
there's
I'm
a table
assuming
you
the
could eat
noise-
at.
I'm
Yeah, why are
assuming
you
the
so
noise
far away?
reduction back there is
Just
like
going through the table. You can
is like you're far enough away where the microphone's like we're not recognizing these guys as real guys.
no.
Yeah,
they're-
These guys are background noise.
Yeah. So okay, 522. At 522, we'll be talking about the first project. A few other little things before we get started on doing our readings and things like that. First, you'll notice that a lot of us are wearing these really cool sweatshirts.
Oh my god,
Look at these
Jeez.
fun, cool things. It's kind of a
5,000.
I love them.
like a StarKid logo, but with all the lords in black here. So we've got like Pokey and Blinky and Nibbly and Wiggly and Tinky. This is a really cool thing that our sister Jen Lang put together. It's really awesome. I love this shirt. And
I
this is
love the sweatshirts with the lore, like the other one that we sold at Cinderella, where they're the little dolls, and I like how gross these guys. I love them.
Me too.
so
They're a perfect like little group to use. They're like a perfect branding because they're colorful. They all look a little different and weird. They're great.
Yeah, and
So
they're
fun.
soft as hell.
So yeah, and so these ones are this is a Kickstarter reward. If you back, let me just double check the tier. If you back at the $200 tier, you get one of these sweatshirts.
And
They're
everything
super
under it,
soft.
right?
They're super
And
cool.
everything
Yes.
else.
And you get
So-
everything else
Wow.
underneath leading up to the sweatshirt. The other prototype that I wanted to show that is at our $300 tier is I have the prototype for the Pokey doll.
Holy
Let's
shit!
see it.
So
My small son.
Make him
Here's,
big.
Oh
Make
my
Nick
God.
scream big.
Yeah, good call. All right, here we
It's my
go.
beautiful boy.
Look
Oh
at
my
this little
God.
beautiful boy. So this
Oh
is
my god.
the Poké Doll. I love how this turned out. This is by a company called U2's. That's their little tag right there.
Look at that. He's
So
got a
this
little
is-
butt.
He's
Tag
got
on
his
the
little
butt.
The
butt.
color is really nice.
He sits up. The color is really beautiful. All these lines and everything on his face are embroidered.
Oh my
So
God.
the cracks are embroidered.
They kind of look like they glow a little bit.
Yes, like the eyes have this nice patterning around them to where it looks like they're glowing, and in his mouth too. And he's got little embroidered happy eyes and all that.
Wow.
I love how this doll turned out.
I
This
love
is
him.
Yes.
it's a really good weight. It's a great size. He's really cuddly and fun.
And he like sits. It
He
looks like
sits.
he like
he
that's
sits.
so cute.
Let me kind of. I have him like set up in my room near my desk, so he like
He's
Oh my
beautiful.
sits
God.
like that.
He is really, sincerely, he looks fantastic.
He looks
He's-
amazing.
He like when you guys
Alright.
see this in real life, he's like an incredibly high quality, wonderful doll. So
Oh my God.
I'm really happy with how this turned out. And so you can get this, you can pre-order well, you can do it right now. You can go on to the Kickstarter, and this is the $300 tier. You get this doll plus everything beneath it. You get this doll, you get this sweatshirt, you get all the stuff beneath that.
You
So-
can't even get a Broadway ticket for
Sticker
$300,
set, the
baby.
pins,
Come on.
Yes, you get
patches.
you get the patches, you get the sticker set. Let's just see what all you get. You get this sweatshirt,
poster.
this Poké Doll. You get the patch set by Meg Lloyd. You get the sticker set by Nicole Rodriguez. You get the poster by Meg Lloyd. You also get the early access to tickets. So that is something that we're going to be thinking about. And then you get the behind the scenes featurette, and you get your name in the credits of the digital version.
It's really amazing.
So a lot of great stuff. And so we've got that. Another thing that I wanted to just point out to everyone before we start is I wanted to talk a little bit about those VIP packages that we have. These are the VIP ticket packages. So these things are a little limited because we only had limited space for VIPs. And right now, how many VIPs? There are only 5 VIP ticket packages.
Oh my
left.
God.
So we've got, we had 240 possible VIP ticket packages. There are only 5 left. You get 2 VIP tickets to come see the show. This is, at this point, the only way to guarantee getting tickets to the show. And you get everything beneath that. You get the Poké Doll, you get this, you get that. So it's, there are only 5 left. We're going to be trying to, as soon as those things sell out, we can start coordinating with everybody about which nights you want to come to see the show.
Yeah,
So-
we'll be coordinating as soon as possible. Hopefully before the campaign.
I have a Lords in Black cartoon, like their little cartoon show about them when I see all these little guys.
Apparently, we already hit 522.
Oh, wow.
All
Oh my
right.
God, you're already
Incredible.
3.
You hit-
Okay.
Get
you
the
hit-
fuck out of here.
Uh,
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so wait, let me do a little screen share thing here.
Now where's everyone's? Where's everyone else's?
I don't have one.
You don't have
Alright.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh,
Okay.
there's
So here's our the first thing that we're going to talk about. We just unlocked it. We've actually surpassed 522. Also, apologies if I sound like I'm in a cathedral. I'm in a boardroom right now because I'm not in my home.
No,
So
you're in a cathedral.
I'm
You're in a
streaming from a
A
haunted
cathedral of
cathedral.
business.
Wait,
Yeah.
Nick, were you a part of the conclave?
Yes, I'm
Yes.
I'm over
I am
in
the
Rome
Pope.
right now. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. So this is the first thing that we're going to talk about, which is Miss Halloween. So this is an upcoming project. We've actually talked about this project several times before. This is a thing that we've really wanted to do for some time. We even have read scenes from Miss Halloween. Miss Halloween is basically it's a Nightmare Time special, continuing the story of Miss Holloway. Matt, do you want to talk a little bit about Miss Halloween?
Yes. Do you want me to go into the story, or do you want me to go into just what we've decided to do with it? Because I think the last time we talked about it as a part of Nightmare Time 3, because we did Nightmare Time 2, we did it during the pandemic, and we always had the intention of finishing the story with Nightmare Time 3. It's why Nightmare Time 2 ends with such a bummer. And so we've always wanted to go wrap those storylines up. Basically, we had the Miss Holloway story that ran through the 2 seasons, and the Lex and Hannah story that ran through the 2 seasons. And we'd love to wrap those up. But Nightmare Time we made during the pandemic. So it's kind of made with those limitations. So it's like we did it over Zoom and everything split into those boxes and everything. And I really like the stories. I love the stories, but I think that the form of the Zoom call look, I don't think I want to do that form again. So I do want to wrap up some stuff from Nightmare Time and continue the story, but what I want to do is stage the story as much as we possibly can and make it way more it will be like a mix of, there will still be narration to do the kind of like big stuff we do in Nightmare Time, but it will also get like a stage, and you'll see the actors interacting with each other, and we will have like special effects, and it'll look as highly produced as we can make it. And so to highly produce these stories, I think that it would be too expensive and too time consuming to do an entire season of Nightmare Time fully produced. I just don't think we have the time. I just don't think we have the money. But Miss Halloween, I really, really want to make it. I really want to fully produce it. And so I think we're going to separate it from Nightmare Time 3, have it be its own kind of standalone special. And awesome. In a perfect world, I would love to have it out this Halloween, but we will see.
We'll see. We'll see. It really depends. It really depends on our time and all of that. So again, for those of you who might not know, Miss Halloween is about Miss Holloway, who kind of always has these continuing. She's kind of like a supernatural, like, detective superhero. She's always helping kids, and in some way she'll meet a kid that's in trouble, and then she has some adventure that she's pulled into, and she has to fight some kind of villain. In this one, it's an evil mask that latches onto people and controls their bodies and all of that. And this one takes place on Halloween. Miss Holloway is living her life as usual, and then her kind of sidekick / love interest Duke is who she kind of flirts around with, but never wants to commit to him for various supernatural reasons. Duke is she finds out that Duke is getting married, and so she decides, you know what, I'm sick of my supernatural life. I want to try and have a normal life. And so in terms of her being a superhero, this is like the Spider-Man 2, Superman 2 of Miss Holloway. And so she's trying to make she has to go and talk to the Lords of Black and things like that, and try and figure out how is she going to balance all that stuff. So that's kind of what the story is about.
Yeah. This was one of the really, really necessary stories in Nightmare Time 3 in terms of forward momentum. We do things that basically completely change the setting. So This one was necessary. I think this one's necessary to do for the overall story.
Yes.
So
Also, there have been another thing that we have been working on is a Miss Holloway musical, a musical that would absolutely focus on Miss Holloway, but we don't really want to talk about that one yet because even talking about any of the story details spoils things that happen in Miss Holloway. So we have been working on that. Miss Holloway is a vastly important character in the lore of Hatchetfield, and we'd love to see more of her.
yeah. So yeah, we'll see. We wrote her whole origin story first, and had it sitting around as a script that we deemed was too expensive to make. And then we said, "Oh, wouldn't it be fun to stick her in Nightmare Time?" And so we'd love to adapt that script into a musical at some point, but we shall see.
This is incredible. I can't wait.
I know.
And is the idea behind this special? Is it live when you say on stage?
Hello,
No.
Lauren. Hello, Lauren.
Hi, sorry I'm late.
No
Technical
worries.
difficulties.
Welcome.
Y'all.
But Joey, I think to answer your question, the idea is not to do Miss Halloween live if we do it. Because doing a show live is really what makes it so it makes the cost
Expensive.
a certain level. It's because you have to rehearse for so long, you have to pay everybody to be there for the whole thing. Trying to get everything to happen all at the same time, all at once, in one go. Doing that takes a long time and takes a lot of money. So I think the idea is to try and find some style that is not exactly a live show, but more than a Zoom call. So that would be the idea, is to try and figure out how that works. And if we can figure out how that works, then that would open the door to more things like that in the future.
Beautiful.
I was going to say that's something I'm so excited about, is the idea of a new format, a new medium that also means like all kinds of new stories could exist. They're somewhere in between a Zoom and doing a show like you guys are crowdfunding for. So like, I feel like it could also represent the idea of new possible outlets and ways to connect with people. So that's really cool too.
Absolutely. I see in the chat some people are saying like Workin' Boys, but it's actually not like Workin' Boys, because Workin' Boys is more like a movie. Workin' Boys was one that we could actually film like a movie because it all takes place in the theater.
Mhm.
So it was a setting that we could set, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that in a little bit. But let's kind of set what our next unlockable thing is.
Should we set the next goal at
565?
5?
I think we should set it at 5:30. So or 5:29, 20.
At whatever the
230.
last
Right
year's.
now.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Right now we're at
On the Kickstarter page.
$523,439.
What's the high?
523? My
Yes.
God.
Yeah, dog.
Top
Cinderella's Castle was 529,000. So as soon as we surpass Cinderella's Castle, we'll talk about our next unlockable.
Oh,
And what's that number? What's that number again, Nick?
529 something. So should we say 530?
$529,230.
So 231, you'll
Yes.
say it?
Yes.
Absolutely.
it's priced
529, 231.
Yes.
Yes. 100%.
Yeah, really easy to remember.
That
$529,
$1
231.
529, 231.
529,231.
We'll talk about the next project.
Remember this. This is good. Everyone needs to remember these numbers. This is how we
529,
don't get
231.
Alzheimer's.
And if you want to help us, these sweatshirts are real soft and real nice.
Yeah.
Look at these. Wait, these are so nice. Now all of us get one, right?
Yes, I have to just drive over and drop them off.
Ooh, Santa Claus. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're soft, they're fun, they're really cool. So
Ooh.
then, so I think we should start also trying to do some of these readings, or we'll never get to them.
Yeah,
So-
okay.
Let's read.
Okay, so we're going to take a look at the Hatchetfield Tarot set. which is
First, we have to go over the rules, right? Of how
let's
to
go.
do the
Let's
readings.
go over the rules. So here we go. Let me pull it
And
up. Add it
Just
to
as a
this-
reminder, the tarot cards are a reward as well, correct?
No,
They're not.
No.
They're not.
Fuck,
They're
I'm so
not.
sorry.
Joey.
Joey.
No.
that's okay.
Sorry, I thought they were.
That's okay. We were considering doing it, but again, the tariffs came in to
Yeah.
to wreck
Yeah.
up all of our
Okay.
plans.
So
Wow.
don't blame me.
Here we go.
Blame Trump.
Oh, look at how mysterious.
Ooh.
Whoa!
Beautiful.
Wow!
I'm so excited.
The Black Tarot.
Wow.
So let's take a look and take it. So again, this is not 100% a real tarot set because a real tarot set has certain rules. This is
And
a
powers.
kind of a and it's powers. This has its own powers. This
Right.
is
It's
really
more-
more powerful than a tarot set.
It's more accurate to say it's like an oracle deck,
Yeah.
but tarot is just a cooler sounding word.
Yeah.
Right.
Now,
Alright.
John, when you Santa Claus and you do Santa Claus and you bring us all our sweatshirts, can you bring us each a deck of this?
I can't
okay.
because of the tariffs.
But yes.
But
Oh, okay, right. I forgot.
I can place and set non-denominational Santa Claus later and bring
Okay.
them over later
Okay.
So let's
if we
go.
reach 5:30.
Yeah. So let's go through the rules of the Black Tarot. Matt, do you want to read these rules or do you want me to read them?
You come over.
We can take turns if you want.
All right.
Mhm.
I'll start it out. Welcome to the Black Tarot. It's too late to turn back now. Your fate is now intertwined with that of the Black Tarot. Is it courage or madness that compels you to call on those bastard things that dwell beyond time and space? These cards allow communion with entities both ageless and foul. They shall reveal many things, the truth, the future, the very threads of causality. Reknit them if you wish, but be warned, it all has a price. And with that, it is time to invoke the names.
Should we do it
Pokotho.
together?
Let's all do it together.
Okay.
Here we go.
Like
Correct.
Illustrations by Nicole Rodriguez and created by me.
Lauren's facial expression while I was happening.
All right, here we go.
I'm
Matt,
sure
you
that was
wanna-
in time.
Okay, Matt. You wanna-
Okay. How to use the tarot. The Black Tarot channels spirits from different domains and dimensions through a deck of 35 cards. You can use this deck to read your own fortune or that of a friend. Simply shuffle the deck, draw 1 to 5 cards, depending on your reading method, and consult each card's entry in this handbook. Each entry contains channeled wisdom from the spirit bound to the card, as well as a straightforward explanation of what each card might represent. Sometimes the card's relevance will be immediately apparent. Others may take some time to puzzle out the meaning. If the card you pulled makes absolutely no sense, then you must have done something wrong. Cards do not lie. In fact, the Black Tarot is guaranteed to be equally as effective as standard tarot card decks, oracle decks, fortune cookies, magic 8-balls, and all other trusted methods of divination. Use the Black Tarot to perform these 3 types of magical readings.
All right, so this is the first type, the single card reading. The single card reading is the quickest and easiest, but will lack the specificity of the later options. Simply shuffle the deck. We have a randomizer, a digital randomizer that we'll use today. Draw a card and consult the handbook for the card's meaning. Sometimes the card will act as a mirror, showing you the essence of your truest self. Sometimes it will tell you the attributes you must adopt to overcome a current struggle. And other times, the card will offer dire warnings of impending calamity. Ignore the cards at your own peril.
Uh-oh.
Now, the 3-card spread.
When conducting the 3-card spread, you will draw a trio of cards representing past, present, and future. Simply shuffle the deck and draw 3 cards. Place the cards face down, then flip and reveal each one by one from left to right, consulting the handbook on their meaning. First card flipped will represent your past. It may represent an experience, mistake, or even a new perspective, only visible in retrospect. The next card to reveal represents your present. This card may signify your current state of mind, your place in life, or an immediate obstacle. The final card will represent your future. This card may represent a personal milestone, career triumph, or dread portents of looming disaster.
Which leads us to the 5-card spread. The 5-card spread is the most complete and accurate reading that the tarot can provide. Shuffle the deck and draw 5 cards. Place the cards face down. Reveal each one by one from left to right, consulting the handbook on their meaning. Exactly like the 3-card spread, the first 3 cards represent past, present, and future. The 4th card represents your adversary, the embodiment of all that obstructs your life path. The adversary may symbolize a person, system, or even the self-destructive qualities within yourself. Finally, the 5th card represents your destiny, giving you a glimpse of your ultimate fate. This card may offer guidance on your greatest dreams and aspirations, revelations of your unique spiritual journey, or tidings of doom. With the power of the Black Tarot, destiny itself is yours to shape.
Oh my god.
Okay.
High stakes.
Shall we?
Okay, so we're going to do a mix of single card, 3-card, and 5-card, right?
Yes, we are.
Who's first?
Well, let's so I think what we should do is I think we should do a few 1-card readings. Then I think we should do like 2 3-card readings and 1 5-card reading. So one person will get a full 5-card reading, but I think we should start with a few single cards. Sorry, everybody, 1 second. I'm going to have to switch, kind of toggle back and forth between 2 documents here. So my apologies on if it takes a little bit of time. But who would like to go first? Who would like a 1-card reading?
And this would be just nice single card reading?
Yes, absolutely.
Honestly, I would.
Paul!
All right.
Paul.
There we go.
Paul.
Single card.
Okay.
Oh my
All
god.
right. Here we go.
My God.
Yeah.
Oh.
What the fuck is that?
Okay, let me first go to the.
Favorite
No,
activity.
And what's the number on the Alchemist?
The number on the-
Oh,
It
23.
is-
23. Okay, here we go. Let's take a look. This is
So
the art.
we should
That checks out. That checks out.
The art for the Alchemist. So this is the Professor Higgins card.
yeah.
Beautiful.
Okay. Now I'm gonna have to switch over to the other booklet.
Okay, fun. You pulled Professor Higgins.
That's fun.
First roll.
Let's see here.
Oh,
Wow, Paul.
also, another shout out if you're just joining in now to Nicole Rodriguez, the artist who made all 35 of these. Please go follow Nicole at Schnickles on Instagram. Incredible artist who did all of these. So
Oh, just the thing, when they're actually printed, like the frame is going to be like foil holographic kind of cards, so they'll be super fancy once they're physically printed.
Oh my god.
All right, here we go. So Paul, here's your card. Matt, do you want to read it?
Sure.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, so the first little bit's like some little flavor text, and then it's the meaning. The Alchemist. The stage is set. The time has come for the Alchemist to make his dramatic entrance. Alchemy is the ancient art of transmuting common worthless metals into the elixir of life itself. The greatest minds of the age retreated to their cloistered laboratories to craft their masterworks. They called them mad. Well, could a madman forge the Philosopher's Stone and gain the power of immortality? Unfortunately, no one did. But the alchemist knows that the underlying research is sound. There is indeed a universal law of equivalent exchange. Alchemy shall go from science fiction to science fact. Here's the real test of its power. Can a humble biology professor transmute his bullshit job at the local community college into a successful Broadway debut? It can be done. Oh God, the alchemist will make it work. Meaning, this card represents a dramatic transformation in your life, like some volatile chemical reaction. The alchemist may signal a change in career path, sudden turn of fortune, an inheritance, or a new path appearing in a puff of smoke. The core molecular structure of your life shall be how do I say that word? Inexorably altered. Sorry. Could not get that word out. Such a change can't come soon enough.
So, Paul, that's you.
Wow.
For the show.
Paul, is there anything? Does that mean anything to you?
What was that?
Does it mean anything to you, Paul?
I fuck with it. Yeah.
Wow.
No, actually, kind of, yes. It actually.
Yes.
It's real.
Professor
It's real magic.
I worked with Professor Hitchens and Working Boys.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
For
yeah, that's
anyone
right.
that's seen Working Boys, Paul is the stage manager that was Professor Hitchens' stage manager.
So you're saying Paul Gabriel is a citizen of Hatchetfield?
Yeah.
Yes.
Isn't he the guy in the hat watching the show too? Is that Paul though?
Yeah.
Watching the show.
I think that's a different guy that Paul plays, but Paul Gabriel is the stage manager in Hatchetfield.
Sorry, that really tickled.
Wow. Does Paul Gabriel have like a wiki page?
He's got to.
You got
As a character, yeah, he absolutely has.
Get on it, Abby.
So, that there you go. That was our first reading. What a fun debut is to have the Hitchens card.
Okay.
Wow.
Good job.
Beautiful.
Who's next?
100%.
Hey, don't forget what's our goal again for those who haven't heard.
Yes, great question. Our goal is to get to 529 231, and then we will be announcing, revealing the next secret or whatever one of the upcoming project at 529 231. Possible future project. Thank you. And we are only less than 5,000 away. We're very close.
Yes, right now we're at 524 659. So we've kind of halted there for a short second, but it'll pick up.
And can you also show the plushie one more time? Because some people are joining a little later.
Lauren, did you see
Oh my
this?
God, Lauren.
I did. I got kicked off, but I was on for a second and I saw that.
Oh
cute
my
little
God.
doll.
The plushie.
That is the cutest thing I've ever seen.
This is the Pokey doll. So if you would like this doll, it's at the $300 tier. That gets you everything below the Pokey doll. So you get this sweatshirt and you'll get this doll. It's a beautiful doll made by a company called U2s. There's a little tag back here. And I love how this doll came out. It's such a nice size. He's very cuddly and soft. I think he's beautiful. I love the design on his face. And all these cracks in these eyes are all embroidered and all that.
He looks beautiful.
Gorgeous.
There he
My
is.
Shayla.
My Shayla.
My Shayla.
Stop doing that. I don't like that.
Awesome.
Shayla, Pokey my Shayla.
How many art pieces did you commission for this again? Because that one was beautiful.
There are 35 cards.
35 cards.
35 cards.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
So who's
Nicole
next?
did a great job.
Wait, is it?
Um,
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I have to leave at 1. So if I could have a card before I leave, I would love it.
Please give her a card.
Okay.
All right. Let's
One
do
card.
Give
Lauren
her a
Lopez.
card, my
Give her a
Shayla.
card.
Shayla.
My Shayla.
Shayla.
Give her a Shayla.
This
Singular voice.
Oh, this is actually pretty. This one makes a lot of sense for the soon-to-be director.
Oh
of-
boy.
Oh my god.
Of the guy who didn't like musicals.
My Shayla.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Okay, let's add this one.
The singular voice.
I'm
Yeah,
loving
Okay,
who's
so
on this
here's
card?
here's
Oh
the
my
card
god.
for the singular voice.
So fucking cool.
Chills on my arm.
That's cool.
So this
Very
is the
cool.
this is the Pocotho card.
Wow,
Gorgeous.
I love this art. So
That
much.
makes sense. It's like they say and let it out.
One singular voice. Yes.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
One singular sensation.
That's it.
Oh,
Thank
okay,
you.
yeah.
Okay, one person got it. Thank you. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
I see
Everyone
what I see what you did.
All right. Here we go. I'm gonna share the card here. All right.
Wow. Okay.
Rejoice. Pocotho's song is nigh, and your apotheosis is upon you, Lauren.
Holy shit.
The singular voice offers the singular voice offers peace, harmony, one unifying will to guide the pathetic insects of your fleshy realm. For Pocotho knows that freedom is slavery, choice is poison, and resistance is futile. The time has come to cast aside your chains of autonomy and surrender to a power far greater than your own. Let your individuality die and add your voice to the chorus. For it
Hell
is
yeah.
not death, but godhood.
So true.
Straight up.
Join us. It is inevitable. The meaning. This card represents authoritarian conformity.
Perfect.
All right.
Surrendering the burden of critical thinking in favor of dogma and the ideology and ideology is pleasing to Pocotho.
That's right.
There's a sublime bliss that comes with the submission to a higher power, whether it be a new trend, political movement, or that exciting new cult.
Wow.
Will you join the flock, or is your will greater than the other sheep? Perhaps you are the shepherd leading the lambs to the slaughter.
Why?
You're the director.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Wow. That is so accurate because that is how I'm going to run the rehearsal room. Wow.
We need that. And we need that.
Yeah. Yeah. Everyone needs to
That final show. Lauren goes,
Conform.
would everyone like a fun congratulatory glass of Kool-Aid? And we all drink it.
And now for everyone.
So there you go. That I thought that was very.
Wow.
It's
Wow.
real. It's magical. We're tapping into powers
Apropos.
that we
so
didn't understand.
magical. Wow.
Lauren, how does it
Yeah.
feel to direct the world's first fascist musical?
Yeah. What an honor. What an honor to lead everyone to slaughter, you know?
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can't
Wow.
wait.
MAGA Lauren.
Uh-oh.
Well,
No.
No.
you know, it definitely though is interesting because a lot of the Hatchetfield things are inspired by our fear of, you know, authoritarianism and like kind of
Yeah.
a scary time that we were going through the first time we did the guy who didn't like musicals, and guess what? Now it's back.
Guess
Oh,
what?
brother.
It's back and it's worse than ever.
Reprised in more
Yeah.
ways than
Worse than
one.
ever. Report.
And capitalism is still the enemy.
Yes.
Russian summer.
Oh,
Yeah. Capitalism is the enemy, and with that, please donate to our campaign.
Buy
Yes.
these tarot
Please
cards.
buy these
and with
tarot.
Yeah.
that, let's
PR
bring up that
produce
Pokemon
this
one
show.
more time.
Okay.
So right now, though, the total, the Kickstarter total is at $526,076.
We are so
Wow.
Shit.
We're very,
Wow,
very
we're
close.
close.
That golden
to,
number, do we all remember?
It's 529 231.
31.
There you go.
Say it
Lauren,
loosely.
thank you for pulling the Pocotho card.
Oh my
That was
gosh.
a beautiful.
It pulled me, I think.
There you go.
Mm.
There you
know?
go.
Uh-huh.
Awesome.
Beautiful.
Who next?
Okay.
Are we going to do the 3-card ones? Because I want to do one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I actually think would be fun? Is
Yes.
if we pulled a card for everybody watching.
Yes.
You know, like
Ooh,
pull a
for the
card
chat.
For the audience.
crowd.
Yes.
I may say some of the cards are kind of mean.
Oh, that's what you get.
That's
That's
we're
the magic
Well,
of the deck.
remember at the last stream when the entire audience
They
didn't
were
save
all
themselves?
Clivesdale.
They're all Clivesdale chemists.
yeah. That's right.
Almost. They were almost. Clivesdale.
Yeah.
Oh, they were almost?
Yeah, they did not. We
Yeah.
all ended up being saved by the end.
Yeah,
Thank God.
yeah. I got.
Oh no,
okay.
it was when we spun and we said someone's going to become a chemist automatically, and it was like it just landed on the audience. We're like,
On
sorry,
this
guys.
wheel.
Sorry.
Yeah,
sorry.
that was fun. Sorry, everyone. That's on you.
That's
Yeah,
on you. It was the wheel.
Yeah, let's pull a card for the crowd.
Okay.
The father.
Oh.
Father.
The father.
Father.
You are our father.
You mean Daddy?
The father.
Yeah.
All right. First, let me try
Okay.
and find the art for this one.
This is a good one.
All right, here we go. Let me just share the art.
Oh, is it Tom?
I feel like it's Tom.
That's probably Tom.
Is it Tom?
I hope
Is
Or
so.
it
it
could be
Bill?
Bill. It could be Bill.
Oh,
Yeah.
Christmas is Daddy.
The father.
Oh,
No.
Yeah,
Okay.
there he is.
you look so good. I
And-
love these cars. I'm gonna say that for every single one. That's
Now Corey couldn't make it to this stream, but Corey will be on next week. By the way, for the stream. Just saying.
Thank God.
Thank God. Yeah, look at so we got Bill. This is the Bill card. Let me now just
Wow.
This is for the chat, right? The chat.
this is for the chat.
Okay.
You know what? And we are counting on all of you to help us reach these Kickstarter goals. So all of you are kind of taking care of us right now. This kind of makes
Yeah.
sense.
Fathers, you're kind of supporting
It all makes sense.
this little baby that's coming.
okay.
All right, here we go. Matt, you want to read the father card?
Sure. The father. Looks like you caught old dad on the flip side. Get it? Because you flipped the card over. That's a dad joke for you, and the father's got 1,000,000 of them. He is that ever stoic patron of masculine virtue. Why wouldn't a daughter want to invite dear old dad to date night? Not only can he lighten the mood with his customary humor, but he's always ready with a wise anecdote about how the younger generation are ungrateful and lazy, or a fascinating piece of misinformation he read on Facebook. What's not to love? This card represents parental protectiveness.
Paternal
Paternal protectiveness, tough but fair love, and guiding the youth with stoic leadership.
Wow.
The father's emergence may indicate that you're about to take on a paternal role.
Wow.
But be warned,
Producers.
there are good and bad parents. This
Yep.
card may also symbolize authoritarians, micromanagement, surveillance, and an oppressive need for control.
Oh,
The
Wow.
father is here to lend you his aid. Just make sure he doesn't ruin Thanksgiving.
oh.
Wow.
So it can be
I
a
love
good,
that.
Thanks,
could be a
Daddy.
good or a bad thing.
Wow.
So
There's a
there
lot
you-
to unpack there.
Yeah.
So
So-
you can take what you will from the card, whatever that means to you, chat. It could mean one thing, or it could mean the exact opposite.
Yep.
Don't
Oh.
surveil
And
us.
sometimes that's just
okay?
life.
Yep. So, So, thank you to all of our Kickstarter backer daddies. Right now, we are at $527,000.
Oh, wow. Thank you,
dollars.
Daddy.
Thank you, Daddy.
Daddy.
And remember, we're trying to hit that goal. We're trying to surpass Cinderella's Castle, the Cinderella's
Close.
Castle Kickstarter.
We're like
very
2
close.
away.
We're about $2,000 away.
Wow.
Hi, yeah.
Nick, remember the time where you hated when we called you Daddy?
Yeah.
I despise.
He still hates it.
I feel like
didn't
at one
it.
point, Nick, we were on like a thread for like one of the shows, and Nick left the thread because we were
left
making
the
so many
chat.
daddy
Yeah.
jokes.
Yeah.
Just left the
Yeah,
chat.
yeah, it was one of those like the
Yeah.
whole team, the whole creative team was on a single text thread, and everyone started calling me daddy. So I said, I'm done.
You
Yeah,
you
he's
left just like a
Um,
father. You got
Wow.
it.
Yeah. Just like my own father.
Your dad.
Like some father.
Anyway, shall
That was sad.
shall we?
That's sad, but untrue.
No,
Look-
whatever. I see him once. I saw him once a year. It was fine.
All right, so
Um,
I have a feeling we're gonna hit that goal pretty soon. But in the meantime, do we want to give James a 3-card reading?
Yes.
Woo, yeah.
Yeah, I love spinning this wheel.
So I think we should do it one at a time. We'll do first his past. We'll read that, then we'll do his present, then his future.
Okay.
Okay. You can't hear the sound effects, but I had a little smooch at the end.
Okay.
The Oracle.
The Oracle.
Okay.
Ooh.
The Oracle.
That's cool.
Let me try and find which one. Okay, got it.
Oh yeah, you all in the audience are the sugar daddies.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Anyway, so sorry about
All
that.
right.
Someone said it in the chat. It wasn't my joke.
Yeah.
all right,
Wasn't my joke. That was.
all right, James.
Shows
This
me
is
the
your
evening.
past.
My past.
This is the Oracle. This is
Oh.
the Hannah Foster card.
Ooh,
So cool.
So cool.
beautiful.
Look at that
Artwork
beautiful
is
art.
fucking awesome.
Her flannel. Oh, everything looks so good.
Hannah Foster. Okay, let me switch over to the actual card. So sorry. I wish there was an easier way to do this, but what are you going to do? So here we go. All right, the Oracle for James. This is your past. They say hindsight is 20/20, but what about foresight? Are there some amongst us whose uncanny intuition allows them to predict future events with almost preternatural ability? The Oracle knows, but isn't about to tell. She's been laughed at too many times for the crime of being right. She alone knows that yes, the sky really is falling. The others will find out all too late when it comes crashing down atop their heads. Meaning, this card represents foresight, trend setting, being ahead of your time, and the ability to see beyond the current cultural norms. Being correct shouldn't be an isolating experience, but it often is. The Oracle must walk a fine line between speaking truth and pushing away those who aren't yet ready to listen. She counsels patience with the misguided and a willingness to forgive when others have finally caught up.
Can I say something that's going to really spook you?
Yeah.
So ever since I was a kid, I've had this thing called déjà rêve. There's déjà vu, which means you've seen it before, but there's déjà rêve, which means you've dreamt it before. So ever since I was a kid, I've had dreams of just very mundane things that will later, doesn't matter if it's a day, a week, years later, will occur. And it will happen in real time. And I'll be like, hey, this person's going to sneeze. That door's going to close. Oh, I've seen this before. So
These cards are
Wow.
tapped in.
yeah.
Wow. They're
And
tapped in.
is someone going to get a
I got
big check?
goosebumps. That's great.
Yeah, what's
Is anyone here going to get
They're
like a big
mundane.
check in the mail or something? Or
Wow.
That's
so there you go.
Holy
so
shit.
cool.
James,
Holy
it
shit.
sounds like you have been an Oracle since childhood.
That's really
That's,
Wow.
that's your past.
that's your
my
past.
That's my
Let's
past.
see where where you currently are in the present.
Okay.
wow.
This word, yeah,
Whoa.
this tracks.
I love this game.
All right. Let me just try and
My favorite
find
game.
this one.
It's 100% tracks.
Yes.
Without, I haven't read it,
Yes.
so
I
know.
don't even need it now. I'm yeah.
All right. I'm going to just let me get to the art first. All right, here we go.
Who is this?
I know.
This is the Warrior of Light, the
Oh.
Becky Barnes card.
Becky.
Look at that beautiful art by Nicole Rodriguez.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Now let's switch over to the card.
This is so cool.
I love this.
We say that in Black Friday, right? They call her the Warrior of Light.
Yes, for a while it's kind of like who is the Warrior of Light, and I think maybe it's Tom, but it's Becky.
It's really big.
Yeah.
All right, Matt, do you want to read the Warrior of Light?
Sure. Warrior of Light. Behind her kind eyes and easy smile is the steely resolve of a killer. For one with the power to save lives also knows how to end them. The Warrior of Light is the hero who rises in the moment of greatest peril. She shall banish the dark only to return to obscurity when the shadow has passed. For she seeks no glory or praise. She is guided solely by that which is noble and right. It is her innate goodness that allows her to fell the enemies that others could not. Her strength comes not from earthly weapons or skill at arms, but from her generosity of spirit and enduring kindness. She embodies the universal truth of love and the strength of the human heart. This card represents kindness, earnestness, good faith, seeing the best in others, a positive attitude, and infectious cheer. She's a light in the darkness, aspirational but modest, good without trying, kind for no reason. This card's appearance signals happiness and prosperity, but those good times are entirely dependent on you. You must light the way. The world needs some good cheer, and the Warrior of Light is our cheerleader.
Right on point. This is
Very on brand. For me.
holy shit.
Very on brand.
Wow, there
Okay.
you go, James. You are a Warrior of Light.
Yeah. Okay. Now there are some terrible cards you could draw for your future.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
just-
All right, your future
I
card.
think Matt
Okay.
wants me to get one of the really terrible meme cards.
That was wild. That was crazy.
Did we just lose Lauren?
Yeah, Lauren said I gotta
Yeah,
go.
did Lauren? Oh, did Lauren have to go? Goodbye, Lauren. If you had. All right. the
Collector.
Ooh,
Okay, the collector.
Who is this?
let's-
It's gonna
let me
be-
see. All right.
Oh, I know who it is.
All right, the
A
collector.
little
Is it
Sherman?
Is it Sherman?
I think it's probably Sherman.
I just gotta find the collector. Matt,
I'll
do
be
you
right
know-
back.
Do you know what?
Okay.
Okay, got it.
He's
28.
I have it here.
28.
Yeah.
All right. All right, here we go.
Yeah, give me it.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Or
The
Tinky.
the collector. All right, the collector. This is the Sherman Young card.
Wow.
All right, look
Oh
at
my
that.
What a tonal shift.
Wow.
And this is your future, James. So
I
this
love
is
it.
where you are headed.
Oh,
I'm
boy.
sorry.
I'm so sorry.
Oh,
Yeah,
this is
this one's not great.
Oh, this is
Sorry.
crazy. Look what just arrived.
Perspective.
Oh,
Oh,
did James?
yeah.
Oh, the future! The future!
Sure.
The very immediate future!
Did you see it?
Wow.
Did I just see Sherman in the flesh?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
Wow,
The cards
so
really work.
Are
The
you
cards really do work.
This is
Um,
crazy town.
This
So,
is the summoning.
This is this, and
so
this is the
Here
summer.
we go. The collector. So James, this is your future. The collector knows where there are. The collector
you want-
knows there are few things in life worth killing for, and even fewer he'd die for. That's because they only made an exclusive, limited run of the Sunshine Guardian Rainbow Heart dolls. If the collector were able to hold such a prize in his moist, trembling hands, his addiction to gluttonous consumerism might at last be sated. He could die happy then, after he completes his set of Gemstone and the Supermodel dolls, of course, and the second wave of the Lobstar figures, and the new Cowboys that are coming out Q1 of next year. Oh, there's just so many toys that a 43-year-old boy has to live for. Maybe no one thing is worth dying for, but killing? On second thought, there's lots of stuff he'd kill for. Meaning, this card represents materialism, rampant consumption, shopping addiction, financial waste, a refusal to mature, having a media diet of cartoons and Disney Plus shows, and an oversized fixation on childish things. Let the collector serve as a gentle reminder of moderation. Just remember, no matter how big your collection grows, in the end, you can't take it with you.
Wow. Wow.
It's a gentle
There you go.
reminder.
Just a reminder. So James, just remember, in moderation.
Because you're just gonna get so successful with all your light and strength that we just have to make sure,
Just keep me in check. That's what friendship is all about. Just make sure I don't spend all my money on what are those little things that people are putting on their backpacks now? Those little creatures.
Chibis?
What'd you say?
Chibis.
It's not.
Like
there's not-
chibi?
Chat probably knows.
Chibis?
There's this-
Like the things that are on the Crocs?
No, it's like they're like
Things.
they're like these little like they
Things?
come on a keychain and people are putting them on their like bags now and they drop them. Janaea knows. I'll ask Janaea.
Charms.
That being
The
said,
bobos?
we are
The boo-boos?
we are
What's
less
that
than
thing, the
1,000
boo-boo?
away from the next project discussion. Oh, sorry.
Absolutely. Jamie,
Wow,
here's
look at
the Sherman card for you.
That
to
is
take a
Wow.
look at.
Terrifying. Wow.
Yeah, it's a terrifying and beautiful card.
Yes.
Wow.
I
We
like
probably
Sherman.
we probably have enough time for one more reading, right?
Did I go?
Yes.
Can I go? I like 3. 5 feels too intense.
Yeah.
Okay, who wants
I'm
to
gonna
do
do
a
a fighter.
one? Who
Does
wants to
anyone-
do a one
Yeah,
card?
does anyone
What
want-
about
How about anyone over at Pizza Pete's or Jamie? Yeah,
Bird?
Can I
Jamie.
do a card?
Jamie
I'm
has
excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jimmy!
Jamie.
Jimmy,
Let's get Jimmy a card.
let's give Jimmy a card, please, God.
How's that sweatshirt feel, Jamie?
It feels so cozy. It's the most cottoniest, coziest, colorful thing I've ever had on my body.
How the hell did you get yours? Did you get it mailed?
Yes, that's correct.
Oh yeah.
That-
Mail. You heard about this thing? Mail? It's crazy.
That's crazy. I heard that was going away.
A lot.
Well, just wait.
Anyway.
This is so exciting.
Wait, so what's happening? You're picking a card. What's going on?
Yeah, this
Oh,
is
Jamie,
the way to do it. This is good.
So this is going to be we have a randomizer that is going to select a card for you. We will show you the art on the card and then we will read you the meaning of the card. And this card represents something inside of you. Perhaps it's a mirror, perhaps it's an obstacle that you must overcome.
High stakes.
It is in some ways it is relevant to you that only you will know.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love this.
Yeah, and again, we're doing this digitally, but later this year, this will be a physical tarot card
Yes.
set that you can buy.
That's so fun.
I love this.
All right, Jimmy.
Yeah.
All right,
I said
Jimmy.
Jamie. I said Jamie.
Oh, wow.
Oh, the Oracle again.
The Oracle again.
You want to do
random.
another one? Is that
Want to do
not
another
good?
one?
No,
Is that against the
no.
rules?
No,
No.
this is the one that Jamie
Yeah.
has pulled. And it means something different for everyone.
True.
So
And also, Jamie didn't see it.
Jamie
Remember?
didn't-
Yeah.
I've never seen
See?
Jamie didn't see this card.
No.
So let me
I think this is a good
I figured we didn't have to read the big whole paragraph
Yeah.
again. We could just do the small meaning.
well, Jamie didn't hear it. So
Oh yeah, well.
Jamie can read it.
Okay.
I can
here we go. So Jamie, you pulled the Oracle, which is
yes.
the Hannah Foster card.
Yes.
Mm.
Wow.
So
There
there it is.
Beautiful.
Let me remove that. And then I've got to like swap between all these screen shares that I have to try and get these cards up. Okay, here we go. So Jamie, here's the Oracle.
Wow.
So what it says is, they say hindsight is 20/20, but what about foresight? Are there some amongst us whose uncanny intuition allows them to predict future events with almost preternatural ability? The Oracle knows, but isn't about to tell. She's been laughed at too many times for the crime of being right. She alone knows that, yes, the sky really is falling, and the others will find out all too late when it comes crashing down atop their heads. This card represents foresight, trend-setting, being ahead of your time, and the ability to see beyond the current cultural norms. Being correct shouldn't be an isolating experience, but it often is. The Oracle must walk a fine line between speaking truth and pushing away those who aren't yet ready to listen. She counsels patience with the misguided and a willingness to forgive when others have finally caught up.
Who else is my Oracle sibling?
Yames.
That was James.
Oh.
James as a child, his past.
Wow.
James.
Yeah.
Cool.
We're
Young
indigo
James.
children. Wow. That was-
Yeah.
Thank you. I needed that.
That was lovely.
Does it mean
There you
something,
go.
Jamie?
Yeah.
There you
But
go.
that's just for me.
That's just
Yeah.
for you.
Yes.
Okay, so we're maybe a little less than $1,000 away from our
$530 away.
$530 away.
We could do like one more one card.
Oh, Matt just got here.
Here now.
Oh, Matt.
One for Matt.
I just got here. But
Yeah.
hold the card. Hold the card.
Pull a card for Matt.
Pull a card for Matt. Pull a card for Matt.
Pull a card for Matt. Okay. Matt, how's that?
You have some nice sweatshirts.
How's that sweatshirt feel?
Beautiful. Oh my god.
The
Oh,
Oh,
Matt.
Yeah.
This is a fantastic card.
Woo!
Oh my goodness. Let's see what we got.
Here we go. This makes sense for Matt to me.
Oh boy.
This one absolutely makes sense.
Oh my god, Jamie
Matt
and
Dahan.
Lauren got the Pocotho card and she's gonna direct the show. And I thought that was pretty crazy.
Matt Dahan, you have pulled the Witch, which is the Miss Holloway card. Which to me makes perfect sense. Look at that art. Isn't that beautiful?
That is awesome.
Wow.
Is it because
Okay.
we always forget our notes after we work with Matt?
Is that why?
He's your Miss Holloway.
You know, I have
I
that.
don't know.
So, Matt Lang, do you want to read the Witch card for Matt Dahan?
Let's see.
Sure. The witch. Since ancient times, mysterious women have danced amongst the ghost lights of the hollow. Glamorous and unknowable, these witches sing spells to the night, weaving their magic into the fabric of the universe. The witch is as much a tailor as she is a singer of spells, pulling the invisible threads that bind all living things. Recognizing karma as the cosmic current of causality, the witch knows that one good deed can be the first tremor in an earth swell that can topple empires and bring kings themselves to their knees.
Nice.
Meaning, this card represents inspiration, charity, and service. The witch knows that swaying the hearts of others is a magic available to all of us. In time, good deeds will bear fruit. To receive, you must give. What you put out into the world has a way of coming back to you, so be mindful, for you will reap what you sow. Will your harvest be bountiful, or have you already sown your fields with salt?
Oh, I love this card.
Cool.
I
That's
feel
special.
like I
The
got
Witch.
the right card.
I think that makes a lot of sense for Matt.
So
Yeah.
much there.
Yeah.
And I-
Matt is an incredibly giving and selfless, wonderful man, and
Yeah.
and a leader amongst all of us. You know, a composer, a singer. Matt, you sing spells into this world. You are a weaver of spells.
Mm,
A little
Yes.
bit of that going on.
Love that.
I like to think so. Oh, that's a wonderful card. I want that on my shirt. That was beautiful. I love the artwork. The artwork is incredible.
Yeah.
By Nicole Rodriguez.
Yeah.
And then Matt wrote all of these wonderful descriptions.
Yeah, the descriptions are
They're so good.
great.
But also it's less like he wrote them, it's more like they were put into
They came
his
to him.
mind by some other force.
Yeah,
you know,
yes.
yeah.
From somewhere
Matt's
out there.
eyes rolled in the back of his head, and he
Yeah.
just started writing stuff down.
That's what happened with Jesus.
He worked into it.
That's exactly how it works.
Yeah, that's
There you
exactly
go.
what happened.
He
with
wrote the
Jesus.
Bible,
It's the
right?
Bible. He wrote all the Bible.
Yeah.
Big,
There you go.
seller. Big good hit.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
Those 3 days before he rose.
We're very, very close. So right now what we're trying to do is we're trying to surpass the Cinderella's Castle Kickstarter total. We're
so
very close to it. It was at $529,230. As soon as we hit $529,231, we're going to talk about a possible future StarKid project.
We're like 319 away.
We're so close, everybody.
So
Oh,
close.
Oy. Oh,
rent.
What?
Not
What?
less.
No, it's just even closer.
Okay.
No, now we're
Have
Yeah.
you guys shown all of the cards already, or are you just teasing them
No.
based on?
Yeah, we're just one by
We're
one.
just showing
Wow.
the
We're
ones that
so
are
we're
gonna-
also getting revealed too. You didn't miss too much.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
we're only $263 away.
Did you
from that
pull a
Kickstarter.
card for the Kickstarter?
We
We
pulled it
pulled
from
a
the
card from
chat.
the
We
chat.
got Bill.
The chat got the father
The
card
father? The chat
Oh,
got
Yeah.
because they're trying to take care of us
And
right
they are,
now.
they're providing for us.
Yes,
We-
yes, that's incredible.
We pulled a card for Lauren, and she got Pokey, the meteor behind the guy
That's
who
so
didn't like
fitting.
musicals.
Isn't that
So
crazy?
she's like right about to be the director of
The-
this whole thing.
The person, the hive mind of
Yeah.
the
I
show.
have mine. Guys,
Crazy
we're so close.
shit.
Got it.
Absolutely.
I want. I'm
when we
nervous
come
about hive.
after we talk about the next one, we're very, very close. After we talk about the next thing, I think we should do another 3-card reading. Who wants to have a 3-card?
Mariah?
Mariah? All right, we're gonna do 3-card
Brave
for
now.
Mariah.
Perfect.
I just had to see my
Can I
friend
do it?
though.
Can I do a 5 when it's time?
Yeah, I think Joey's gonna do a 5.
Yeah,
I want to see
Joey,
all
we'll,
the crazy.
Joey, you gotta see the little art.
we'll do a 5.
I want to
for
go
you,
nuts.
You go sicko mode.
Joey. Absolutely.
Crazy.
100%.
Guys,
Oh, we
What about-
just passed it.
We did it?
No.
Whoa.
Yeah, we did. We passed it.
Wait.
We passed
No,
it.
no, no.
Five,
Oh, we did
because
it.
it was 231, right? 529, 231.
You're
We
right.
just
Oh, we,
passed
yeah.
it.
We,
All right, everybody.
Wow.
So we have just surpassed
oh my
the
god.
Kickstarter total for Cinderella's Castle. We still
Incredible.
have a week left in
Oh.
this campaign, so we've now completely surpassed. Yeah, we just surpassed it by a lot. So
A lot.
Oh my god, you guys just put a bunch more in too. Thank you. Jeez, we're almost at 5:30.
Almost at 5:30.
awesome.
5:30 can't come soon enough.
So let's do.
That's
Let's
exactly
talk
what they
about.
say.
So what's a new thing?
Let's talk about the next project that a possible project that we'd like to talk about. Okay, here we go. So this is another one that we have talked about in the past as well. This is a Nightmare Time episode called Orb Weaver. So for those of you, we actually have done, we've done 2 seasons of Nightmare Time, but when we did Nightmare Time season 2, we actually always intended to do Nightmare Time 3 after it, which is why Nightmare Time 2 ends on a cliffhanger. It ends on like this, on a really bummer of a cliffhanger, where Lex and Hannah have to run away from Hatchetfield, and they leave Ethan and all of that, and they are being pursued by the forces of who we later revealed was Charles Coven, played by James Tolbert, who is the founder and CEO of CCRP, Coven Communications Research and Power, and he wants, in particular, the Foster sisters for some nefarious reason. That story was meant to be, the cliffhanger. At one point, Matt and I even had Yellow Jacket as episode 1 of Nightmare Time 2, and then Orb Weaver was going to be the finale because they're so kind of tied together. One is supposed to answer all the questions from the other one and kind of be the ending. But we never got around to it, and so Orb Weaver is one that we really want to do. In boiling down Nightmare Time 3, because Nightmare Time 3 has gone through so many different incarnations, like different stories coming in and out of it, like bottle imps and things like that. But we always knew that it has to end with Orb Weaver. Orb Weaver is really the ending point of Nightmare Time that we always knew we were working towards.
yeah. So this would be similar to Miss Halloween. We want to stage it and have it be, not a Zoom call, stage it to where it's somewhere between a play/movie and an episode of Nightmare Time. It would be this interesting kind of format, but it would definitely have way higher production value. So what we're thinking now is Miss Halloween and Orb Weaver are the two we for sure, the stories we want to do. We want to have them be specials. And that's the, like, if we couldn't do all of Nightmare Time 3, because it would just get astronomically expensive if we tried to produce all the stories like this, these are the two that we're like, we absolutely need to do these ones because these are all kind of the forward momentum in the story. Again, similar to Miss Halloween, Orb Weaver does things that completely change the setting. So,
Yes. So, yeah. And, to talk a little bit about the story of Orb Weaver, it's kind of about, Lex and Hannah have now been on the run for some time. And this is about essentially their past and the people catching up with them and CCRP catching up with them, and then them having to go into a final ultimate conflict and who is going to show up to help them along the way, and are they going to escape this endless pursuit that they're stuck in. What's very interesting about Orb Weaver is that, again, we made it up back to do in like 2021. But if we were to do it, I don't even know if it would happen this year, maybe next year, in which case it's 2026 next year. So it's 5 years past what we initially made up for it. So Hannah keeps getting older and older, and they've been away from Hatchetfield for more and more time. So this one is... It's interesting because as time is going by, we're continually having to update the story, going like, okay, what's it? Because last time we saw Lex and Hannah was turning 15, but now Hannah is 20. What's it like when Lex is not, when Hannah is no longer a child that Lex is trying to care for? What happens with all that? So, yes, we wanted to jump to present because we keep on having to set everything in the past, but like 2 years or something. So we just want to kind of do the time jump.
Yeah. So it would be 20-year-old Hannah that now does she start having some tension with Lex now that she's not a little kid anymore.
Yeah.
So
yes, so we'll see. We'd have to look into what the casting would be. It would be great to get back Kendall if possible. We don't know.
Especially
We'd
now
have to
because
look
she
into-
is like an adult. In
Yes.
her 20s.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why we have to rewrite this story and try to do that.
That'd be so
Address
cool.
the fact.
I believe she's a senior in college.
What's that?
I believe she's a senior in college this year. Kendall.
That's crazy.
What?
Wow. Kendall
Oh
turned,
my god.
Kendall turned 14 during Black Friday. And
Wait.
yeah. We got her a ukulele for her birthday. And we gave it to her at the end of one of the performances.
And we got her a race car at during
a holiday party.
Yeah, she didn't want it.
Oh yeah.
I bought that thing.
Yeah, but
freaking race car.
So we'd love to make that one. So that is all part of this idea of what do we do with Nightmare Time? Because again, it's trying to figure out how do we do these stories to where they don't cost as much as a gigantic musical, because as we're seeing, the price of the musicals just keeps going up more and more. It's like they just get more expensive every time we do them. And so it's trying to make something that, because so much of why Hatchetfield has all of this lore is because of Nightmare Time, because we were able to do things that we could never do on stage. There are things like giant monsters and all this stuff. It kind of, with the idea that we had this narrator and we had, it all kind of took place in your imagination. It was, we could do anything. So now it's going, how do we make something that doesn't look like a Zoom call? Because that format, I think, is just off-putting for people, and people really want to see. They want to see it like a real thing. So it can't be something like Workin' Boys, because Workin' Boys was was basically a movie. So which we could pull off because we limited the scope of Working Boys. So this is trying to find, how do we find that middle ground of not exactly a full musical, not really a movie, but some kind of thing in between, so that we can make these stories happen. And if we figure out how to do Nightmare Time, that kind of opens the door for doing more of those kinds of projects. Like if we ever wanted to continue the Castle series, we've talked about the idea of trying to continue this Castle series as well, because that was made to be a series. We did the Cinderella one, but we have a bunch of other of those Castle stories that we have. Matt and I wanted to maybe mention that if we were to do more Castle things, we'd love to do some ones that Disney has not made a movie out of the story, so that it's a little different. We've got one that is called the Rats Castle that we'd love to do, that is based on the Pied Piper. So that's one we're working on. But we have a bunch of those stories. So if we figure out how to make these things happen, I think that that'll be the project.
What should we set as our next goal for the next possible project reveal?
I think 535 makes sense.
Okay.
565 it is.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you all so much. This is now currently the second most successful StarKid Kickstarter campaign, and I think at this point the second most successful theater Kickstarter campaign that there's ever been.
Wait, what's the Homecoming one?
That one is
547.
547.
Oh, okay.
So we're
550 in this.
We're 18,000 away, right?
Yeah.
We're
I think a
about
little
a little less.
So so when we get to 535,
we raised the lot. Should we make it a little easier than
Yeah,
535? Maybe like
533.
533. Yeah. I think that works.
It's possible. Okay, great.
Yeah,
Hey,
533.
let's do it,
That's
babe.
perfect.
Let's do a bit.
533. But in the meantime, let's do the 3-card reading for Mariah Rose Faith Casillas.
Here we go.
There we go.
I can't hear the sound effect.
Okay, so remember, it's past, present, and future.
Okay.
So first we will pull for your past.
What is the sound of the spinning? Is it like
It goes click, 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 click.
Oh,
the mastermind?
And then it goes
Mastermind.
Hey.
okay.
Who the fuck is this?
I've known since I was a little kid. I don't know what it
Okay, let me just find all of this stuff.
Who the fuck is this?
Okay, here we go. This one's cool. So this is your past.
My
Mariah.
past. I'm like
All right. This is the Charles Coven card.
Oh,
I look fucking sexy.
James, you look good.
Oh,
The mastermind.
Look good.
Charles Coven. So there's the Charles Coven art. Again, this has been revealed that James played in Yellow Jacket is Charles Coven, the head of CCRP.
I love that.
Let me.
And I love that you're choreographing, that you have choreographed this show too, and then you play the head of. I think that's very fun.
it's just so many layers.
Yes.
All right, here we go. Mariah, let's see a little bit about your past.
Okay.
good trick.
How's your treasure hoard looking? Good? Not so good? Maybe a little bad? Not to worry. The mastermind knows that empires aren't built in a day.
And I know that.
Yes, and here's the truth about empires, Mariah. Before the first brick is laid, the emperor has already beheld its magnificent skyline in his mind's eye. Some men look in the mirror and wonder how they ended up as such fucking losers. But the truth is, they never bothered to imagine themselves as anything else. It begins in the mind.
Yeah.
If you're not a master there, you will be a master nowhere.
Period.
This card represents meticulous planning, consistency, and the patient follow-through it takes to achieve long-term goals. Sometimes, though the work is constant, the progress is invisible. You can't perceive the movement of the hour hand, but it moves all the same. To truly master the mind, you must master your own restlessness, boredom, and the need for instant gratification. That's overhead you can safely cut.
They kind of gagged me with that one. I'll tell you that for real.
Good
there
treasure.
you go. That was
That does feel like my past. I have grappled with a lot of that, and now I'm eager to see where I am now and what's ahead.
See, hard work pays off.
This is present, though, right?
This is the present.
Okay.
Yay. Oh boy. Okay. This one's
Well, I know. Tell me more. Go on.
Matt, do you
And I
know?
love it.
Is gone.
Do you know?
Ghost town out here, baby.
I got it. It's near the end. It is
Okay, here it is. It's number 33. Okay.
Where'd
I
Pizza
often
Pete's
do
go?
feel alone and
Here we go.
overlooked, and like it's just me out here.
Oh, there they are.
All right. All right, Mariah. Here we go. So for the Outcast. This is your present. This is maybe the meanest card in the deck.
Oh
yeah.
Oh no.
Good thing that I'm so
Let's
strong.
see it.
Go ahead.
This is the Richie card.
No, I am in true weeb mode. Go on.
The Outcast. Look at that beautiful art. Though.
I love it.
Gorgeous.
He loves anime.
Yep.
This is and I as well.
Yep. Okay, let me pull up the the meaning. Okay.
Why is it the meanest card in the deck?
All right, Matt, do you want to
you'll
read this one?
Sure.
Okay, here we go.
What does it mean?
Okay.
All right,
I
go
just
for
need
it.
the first sentence in
Outcast.
I just-
Is high school killing you? Do you give senpais the ick even when you're simping for them? If so, then the Outcast welcomes you, struggler. Society is totally unfair. Since when did everyone adopt these impossibly high standards of what is and isn't tolerable? Body odor is perfectly natural. It's nature's cologne. And how come everybody rolls their eyes when you start a sentence with, actually, don't they want to be corrected so they can learn?
Thank you.
What if somebody was going around stating an objectively false fact like, I had an okay time watching The Eternals?
It's not that bad. It's genuinely
It would
not that
basically be your duty to butt in and say, actually, that's impossible because that's the worst movie ever. Meaning, the Outcast represents obnoxious behavior. Speaking authoritatively about subjects of which you know nothing, pretentiousness, and being an annoying little turd. When this card appears, it's time to do some work on yourself. What are the bad habits you know you should stop? The Outcast is not a loser. He's just got to stop acting like one.
I mean,
oh my god.
Okay. I actually
These are so well written. Sorry.
You can perceive this incredibly. And I actually do feel like I have surrendered to cringe and all things that made me feel like a loser before. I'm like, no. And it's like what Pete said, like, I'm as cool as I think I am. And I
Oh
like
my
what I
God.
believe in and have to say. Actually.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Actually,
Okay.
Better
there you go. That's your present, Mariah. So
That's your
let's.
present. That's great.
Maybe
But
it's
it will mean something to you.
It will mean something, and let's see where your future lies.
My God.
You didn't pull the worst possible card.
And now I did. Oh.
Oh,
The
my
lovers.
goodness.
Oh wait.
wait, this
Wait,
is
what is
plural.
it?
It's
Oh, the
plural.
lovers.
This is a really nice one.
Thank fucking God. Because it was looking great for me.
All
Honestly.
right. Let's share the screen.
Is this a twofer? Or are there two
Let's-
characters in this?
Let's share the art.
Oh, well, I
This
tried.
is the Pete and Steph card.
Aww.
Aw.
All All
Moments
The
right.
lovers.
a picture moments before disaster.
This is beautiful.
A million.
It's gonna add to the divorce counter on my end.
So there's the lovers. Let's just take a look at
Cute.
that art for a second. Very beautiful.
Cuties.
And now let me get the meaning
It's-
up here. Okay. Share. And all right, here we go. Love is found in the most unlikely of places. Be on the lookout, for destiny knocks but once. The lovers have appeared, and the laws of causality have offered you the path, but only you can walk it, Mariah. Don't let shyness or
Put my
pride
name in there, Nick. That was crazy.
Don't let shyness or pride impede your fated romance. Perhaps it's time to shoot your shot. Who knows? Maybe you're cooler than you think you are.
What did I just say?
But
That-
getting the girl isn't the end of the journey. It's only the beginning. Trying times lie ahead when love's first blush fades. Will the love survive her endless piles of dirty laundry? Or his penchant for dropping toenail clippings behind the couch as if that means
Oh my
they
God.
no longer exist?
Oh my God.
It will
That
take
is a
it will take time, patience, empathy, and cooperation. But if you love them, you should show it.
Oh.
This card represents companionship, courtship, the giddy excitement of a blossoming romance, as well as the enduring challenges of a long-term relationship. The lovers may also represent other forms of love, besides the romantic. Those deep connections must be cherished and cultivated. Give them the best of you.
Oh.
That's so
So-
nice.
That's nice.
Okay, I need to go back to the toenail clippings though. What's
That
this?
is so real. That is so fucking real. Literally, I do that all the time.
All over this house. I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. This is getting.
This behind me in this chair, I can't tell you the amount of toenails that are behind me in this chair.
So
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Wow.
Arc. Thank you for giving me that arc. That was nice.
So there you go, Mariah. You're cooler than you
Hope
think
for
you
the
are.
outcasts.
That was
Cool.
like that was lovely.
And you have,
That was
so
beautiful.
that's something ahead for you.
Thank
You
you.
know,
Thank
some
you. Thank
sort of connection and companionship
you.
in whatever form that means for you.
Yeah, and whatever
That
it'll
was
be.
lovely.
Yes.
Great. So again, we're trying to reach what? 532?
533.
530,
533.
533? Okay.
Dude.
Yeah.
Okay, so
2,500?
533, so we're about 2,500 away. $2,501 away. So let's so if you have have the ability, get onto that Kickstarter page. Give a little bit. If you've given and you want to raise your pledge a little bit, we'd love that. Again, we've got some great prizes, including this awesome sweatshirt. This is at the $200 tier, but at the $200 tier, you get not only this amazing, so soft, beautiful sweatshirt with art by Jennifer Lang, you also get everything beneath that. You get a patch set with art by Meg Lloyd. You get a poster with art by Meg Lloyd. You get a sticker set with art by Nicole Rodriguez, who did all of the art for this tarot deck that we're reading from right now. And you also get your name in the credits. You get the behind the scenes feature that I think, Kurt, you're going to be very involved in making that. So I think that it's going to be, there's some great prizes. And then also remember the Pokey doll at the $300 tier. This is a beautiful, beautiful doll. I love this doll. I love this Pokey doll.
He's
I
a
think
cutie.
He's so wonderful. And then also remember, if you want to get tickets right now, if you don't want to wait to try and buy them, you can actually get the VIP ticket package right now. Let me actually see how many VIP tickets.
Says there's 3 left.
Are there only 3 left? Only 3?
That's what it says there are 3 left.
Okay, so we had a limited number of VIP ticket packages because we had there's only so much space in the theater, so we kind of limited the number and we'll be trying to coordinate that. But if you want that, there are only 3 of those packages left. As soon as they sell out, we are going to be coordinating with everybody on trying to figure out what night you're coming, where you're going to sit, and all that. Yes.
Yeah.
And
John.
you know, history has shown that these shows sell pretty fast. So this is that's probably your most guaranteed way to make sure you're able to get to the show and get good stuff.
We want to give both, the people who are purchasing tickets and also the people who are VIP tickets and the early access plenty of time to plan their trip. So the goal is to start coordinating with people who've purchased the VIP tickets packages as soon as possible. If possible, sometime before the Kickstarter ends. And then hopefully that way, after the Kickstarter ends, we can release the early access to tickets as soon as possible. Give a period for that.
As soon as we can, to try and get everybody in those seats. So yes. Okay.
Ooh, 2 left. Someone just bought one. Well, now there's 2 left.
Nice.
Somebody just bought one. And remember, if you get that package, you get everything but beneath that included as well. And we're still settling on exactly what our ticket tiers are and what the prices are. But a ticket, for a kind of up in the front last year was $85, and you get 2 of those tickets in this VIP package.
I also have some examples of the stickers from last year, just to show the stickers if I can, because these are also really nice. These are the Cinderella's Castle stickers from last year. As you can tell, they're real nice, and they go really great on water bottles. And then also here are the other sticker set that you can get online.
Beautiful.
Right, that's
so many arms.
Yeah, so they're very, very great.
Yeah.
So these sticker sets are great. Okay, great. So let's try and get that up to 5:33, and we'll talk about the next kind of little project that we wanted to talk about. It's it's one that I think is cool. So we'll see. So okay, so let's do one. You know who I'd love to hear from is Kurt.
I know, I was feeling that too.
Kurt, get on that couch. Somebody swap with Kurt.
Yeah, get closer.
I'm tagging you in.
Kurt,
how's that food over there?
It's in black.
Kurt, do you want to do a 3-card reading, or what would you like to do?
Okay, let's do 3. Yeah. It's a nice middle ground, as Mariah said.
All right. It's kind of vulnerable trying to do one of these readings. You're bearing.
Oh my gosh,
your soul
under
a little bit.
800. Under 800.
Under 800 away.
Yeah.
Let's do 3 cards for Kurt Mega.
My mind has been flux lately, so this will get emotional.
All right. Here we go.
1 ticket package left.
Click, 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 click,
Click, click.
Oh!
This is 3 too.
Passed.
This is your pass, Kurt. Okay, this actually might be the worst card.
I didn't like Matt's reaction. Matt had a
Worse
really
than
bad
the
reaction.
outcast.
Okay, past is good though. Past is good.
Listen, and I have been a fool. So this
Being
is-
a fool is
Okay.
great. We gotta
Beautiful.
celebrate being a fool.
Yes, I
wonder,
agree.
this can only be a handful of people.
This could
All
only
right,
be the
here we
entire
go.
catalog of characters.
You have pulled the fool. Ted Spankovsky card. All right.
There he is.
All right, there he is. Look at that fool.
I
Look at
love
that
the
fucking
card.
confident.
Ted Spankovsky. Okay, let me
Yes.
Yeah.
This is a fun one. This is fun.
let me get the
This, Matt, you said this is the meanest one.
It's the worst one you can draw. Yeah.
this is the worst card you could possibly draw. All right, here we go. I'll go ahead and read this for you. The Fool! What have you done? You've drawn the most disastrous and unlucky card it is possible to pull in this or any other tarot deck.
Oh,
It
Jesus.
cannot be understated how bad this is. This card represents misfortune, self-destruction, humiliation, and failure.
Now,
The appearance of this card could portend bankruptcy, earthquakes, a stock market crash, catching your penis in your zipper, getting kicked in the nuts, testicular torsions, lots of bad dick stuff, bear attacks, falling in a time vortex and accidentally killing your grandfather, falling in a time vortex and accidentally becoming your own grandfather, and much, much worse. No interpretation necessary. This is the worst card you could have drawn. Though there is one silver lining to this most dreaded of cards.
Okay.
The Fool embodies disaster of his own making. If a man has the power to damn himself, then he might yet have the power to save himself. Consider this card your final warning, Fool. If you may just find yourself kicked in the head.
Yeah.
Great pass. Great
I'm
pass.
gonna start, 'cause
Great past.
What if he pulls it past, present, future?
Good past.
I have been evaluating my choices in life lately, and this is a valuable advice.
I love that, Gert.
It's good for
Okay.
It's
It can only go up from
Yeah.
here.
You can only go up.
unless you
I
get it
will-
again in your future.
I can change it. I can change it, right? Tell me I can change.
I will say this: I don't think you can pull the same card, because if this were physical decks, you would
duh.
have that card
It would
set
already
out.
be there.
So-
Oh, right,
Yes.
right,
Yeah.
right.
So
That's
you
the best
can't-
place to have it.
So even if the randomizer messes up, we're going to give you a different card. 'cause-
Oh, we're really
Yeah.
close to 5. Oh, we hit it.
Oh, we
5-3.
hit it.
We hit it.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Let's take a pause on Kurt.
Let's all let that marinate for a while.
Think about your decisions.
Yeah. Breathe and settle. Regulate.
Reflect on your past while we
Really think about
talk about the future.
Okay, so here we go. Let's pull up this one. Just got a screen share here. All right. So this is a project that we'd love to talk about. This is a possible future project. This is Cast Party Massacre.
Yes.
This is one that we have talked about in the past as well. That's something that we would really love to do. So a lot of people have been talking about the idea of these, these nightmare times that we've been talking about, and they say, "Oh, like Working Boys, like it'll be filmed like Working Boys." But again, Working Boys is filmed like a movie because we were able to pull back the scope on Working Boys, just set it in this theater about this theater troupe trying to do this show, Working Boys. So the whole idea with Cast Party Massacre is we actually made up Cast Party Massacre as a Nightmare Time story. We liked it so much, and we said, you know what? If we're ever going to do a movie, if StarKid ever does a movie, if there's ever a Hatchetfield movie, it would be Cast Party Massacre, because this is a thing that is of a scale that we could actually potentially pull it off. You know, it'd be like a feature-length version of something similar to Working Boys, and it is a story about the Hatchetfield players who have finished a musical, and they're all all the members are secretive, and they all secretly hate each other, and this one has stole this one's boyfriend and did this and all of that, and they all go to the cast party, and they wind up dying at the cast party, and it is kind of who's killing them, why are they being killed, kind of jumping through time, showing them in the cast party, showing them leading up to the cast party, all of that. It would be, a musical in the sense that they would be singing these songs within the context of they're on stage actually doing the musical, similar to, again, Working Boys. So the kind of the thing that's exciting about this one is that this would be the movie if we could do it.
Yeah.
Matt, do you have anything
So-
to add?
Yeah, so it's fun because a lot of Working Boys was kind of a proof of concept for, is something like this possible? And so this would be, a feature, and it does revolve around the Hatchetfield community players, that cast of characters. So Zoe would be in it, and Haley would be in it, and I'm not sure if I want to stick Higgins in there, but I think he might be in there.
He's circling around, you know.
He's circling around. But yeah, it would be the movie. I think that this is probably the only idea we've ever had that could conceivably be done as a movie.
Yes.
And if we don't do it as a movie, then we'll never do a movie.
Yeah, because you know, some people have been going like, "Oh, well." After we did our video, our Kickstarter video for a guy who didn't like musicals this time, when we were all on set, everyone was going, "Let's do Guy as a movie," but we can't do Guy as a movie because it would cost $100 million to make. Because it's supposed to be, you know, the whole city singing and dancing and people dancing in the streets and all this stuff. Things that we, you know, how are you going to get a street? How are you going to block off a city street to film in? You can't really do that. So, you know, the more produced something is, the more limited it has to be because, you know, we're not a big studio. So the idea of Cast Party Massacre is we made up a story that we said, this is actually of a scale that we could pull off. And it would also, you know, it's kind of similar to Guy in that Guy it's incredibly meta with musicals and theater people. This one would be even more, it is the horror movie about theater people killing each other. So it'd be a lot of fun, I think. And no, we wouldn't want to pitch it to another studio. We would pitch it to another studio if anybody wanted to make it, but I don't know if that's a thing. But we'll see.
Hollywood's dead.
Hollywood's dead.
But if we lie to them and tell them it's a Marvel movie, they'll make it.
There you go. We'll tie it in.
Dead now.
We'll tie it in. And yes, Cast Party Massacre would be a musical, but kind of in the sense that because it's also really, really hard to film a real life musical number. It's there's just something that's very difficult and strange about it. In the same way that Workin' Boys is a musical, in that the characters are performing a musical. So there is a in-world diegetic musical that they're doing, and the songs kind of go, okay, they have 1 foot in being about the characters, but 1 foot in being about the in-world musical that they're doing. And it's kind of a tradition in Hatchetfield shows. There's always like the musical within the musical, because there was Workin' Boys in Guy Who Didn't Like Musicals. There was Santa Claus Is Going to High School in Black Friday, and then there was barbecue monologues in the Nerdy Prudes Must Die. So Cast Party Massacre would really lean into that musical within the musical thing, and it would be about them doing a musical and then the aftermath of that.
Yeah.
So that's there you go.
Awesome.
That was that one. And kind of all of those projects we've kind of mentioned in the past. Again, we're not saying that we would attach those on this year. These are future things that we're working on. But the next 2 unlockable things that we would talk about are things that we have never talked about.
Whoa.
And they're future musicals that we've been developing and working on. So we'd talk a little
What's
bit.
the next goal? What's the next
Well, these are big
goal?
ones, right? So should we
These are big ones. I think the next one should be at 540.
Okay.
Fuck
It's
yeah.
that big? It's that like
Do it. Do it.
Yeah, it's big.
Okay.
You
Okay.
gotta
Uh,
work for it.
Never talked about before, and this would also get us closer to beating our
Our predecessor.
record.
Yeah.
So
You gotta work for it.
okay.
So let's see if we can do it. We have a little over an hour left in this one. So we've got the 2 more unlockables. I think we'll try and get them. We'll try and see how far we can push everything and see if we can unlock those 2 things and see how many more readings we can do. But we were in the middle of Kurt's reading.
Yes.
I need
Kurt-
some.
Kurt needs a Kurt. You need a comeback.
I
Yeah.
need some. I need some.
If I can do it, you can do it, Kurt.
Here.
Let's go.
I believe in you.
All right, Kurt.
Click, 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 click.
From the Fool to the Star.
Oh, wait.
This is
You know who this is.
We know who this is.
This is very interesting.
Whoa, the echo was crazy when you said that.
Interesting.
I'm so sorry. I'm in.
No, it was
a
great.
boardroom.
Oh, I do know who this is.
Yeah.
So here we
I was
go.
like, is it the birds
What is
from? No.
No.
Isn't she not?
Think with your head, Mariah.
I had to go
Think
all
with
the
the
way around.
lyrics.
The Seed.
Ah.
This is the Alice
Your
Woodward
seed.
card.
She's not. I was gonna say she's not your seed.
She's not your seed, but she is a seed.
Us, see.
So there we go. Look at that beautiful art of Alice Woodward.
What does it mean?
Let's
What
see
does it
what it
mean?
means. What does
What does it mean?
What
What does it mean? It's in the box.
Look in the box.
So Matt, do you want to read this one for Kurt?
Sure.
Okay. Here we go.
Ooh.
Okay, the seed. Nothing beats the feeling of freedom, independence, to stand on your own 2 feet, growing tall and strong, to leave your stupid school and your lame house and your podunk town far, far behind you. In a bright new place, the seed is free to stretch her limbs, blossoming like magnolias in spring. But what becomes of a tree without roots? It topples in the first storms of autumn. Like it or not, human beings need support. Sunlight to nourish us and fertile soil to grow. Everything came from something. The acorn is in, the oak is in the acorn. So is true for the universe, so is true for us.
Wow.
Meaning, the seed represents your connection to the past, lineage, family, home, childhood, and the forces that shaped you, both nurture and nature. The past can act like a parasite, its tendrils creeping into our most sacred grove. Pruning is necessary for the health of the tree, but we be wary not to puncture necessary roots. The lifeblood must flow if you want to stay standing. The nightmare times will come. Will you be ready?
Wow.
Damn, Kurt.
I'm not kidding.
No, I feel like this
Last
is.
night,
That's like
it
pretty.
was like I feel like we're in a season of pruning. We're pulling out of our life we don't need. He said that to me, and now
Pretty nuts.
Wow.
These cards.
through you. Okay.
There's something about this deck.
I
There's
learned from my-
something nuts about it.
When we get to that 5 pull, that's gonna be crazy.
And now what do I do?
Yes, and also the chat is saying that they're your father.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I'm also learning so much about Alice that I didn't know. This is like helpful character development.
I know, that was nice.
Mhm.
Aw.
All right, Kurt, are you ready to divine your future? What will you learn?
But I'm ready.
This is so stressful.
Eyes are aching.
Here we go.
Oh,
Oh.
wow.
Ooh, I think I know who this is.
Okay, I feel like
I
I'm
know.
on an emotional journey.
This is
This is like you're on a hero's journey, Kurt.
Personally, wow, we're going there.
Matt, can you tell me what number this one is?
This one is.
McNamara.
It is 25.
Gotcha.
It's obviously tough.
Tom.
Let's see
you
here.
better.
That was a good guess.
Oh
Right?
yeah, I forgot.
Right?
Let's
Am I
take a look.
totally fucking wrong?
Let's see.
Was that made up?
It's
Am I
Peanut.
totally
All
fucking
right.
Peanut's the small.
All right. This is the
Hey!
Wounded
There
Soldier.
he is.
Wow.
This is the Tom Houston card.
He's like the brawny man on the paper towel.
Now that's a dad.
There he
That's
is.
a daddy.
That's a
That is
daddy.
a daddy.
Come on now.
All right, let me switch over here and I'll read you what the card means.
Wow, the arc from the Fool to the Wounded Soldier. That is a
Wow.
That's a hero's journey.
All right, Kurt. Flash, bang. The wounded soldier is haunted by the ghosts of
Jesus.
all he's lost. He bears 100 scars from 100 battlefields. The light has left his eyes. He's worn and jaded, too weary to continue the fight. He would have bled out long ago if it weren't for the healing hands of the medic, a nurse who was needed to bind his wounds, set his bones, and mend what was broken. He is through the worst of it, but his road to recovery is long and arduous. He must unlearn the ways of war, return to civilian life. He must learn how to hope again. how to love again.
I love it.
This is his mission now. He's failed before, but he won't fail again.
Period.
This card represents a time of healing, recovery from emotional or physical injury, a softening of the heart, a rejection of nihilism, and the reconnection with friends and family. The wounded soldier implores you to reach outside yourself for aid. The battle is done. Let go of your weapons and armor. It is in reprieve of peace that we find the things we should never let go.
God damn.
Wow.
That was dumb.
That really is beautiful.
Yeah.
God damn.
You could make a movie out of Kurt's 3 cards.
Yeah.
How does that feel, Kurt?
Oh man, yeah. I mean, great writing that you were channeling from somewhere beyond, and also real relevant. So there you go.
Oh wow.
Kurt,
2025 has not been good so far, so this is great. This is a sign of things to come.
Yes. Yes.
Kurt, it is a time of healing now. That is your future, is to heal. I also think
Kurt,
that it is very
the war
interesting
is
that
over.
it's
The war
very
is over.
to me
The war's over, Kurt.
it's also interesting that the card makes reference to Becky Barnes, who
Yes.
was played by your wife, Kim Whalen. So
Yeah.
Wow.
very
Damn.
interesting.
I like this deck.
Very interesting. So Kurt, you're a hero.
You're here.
Yeah.
Just don't get involved with any
The
cards.
war's over, dude.
No cards.
Yeah, don't get into any cards. Don't do that. Don't
Kurt,
do
you're that
anything like
you're that gif of Michael Jackson pushing the gun down.
There you go. So that's great. We're at 533 right now. 533, 455. We're trying to get up to 540,000. 540. So if you, how many of those VIP packages do we have left?
They're gone.
They're gone.
Wow.
They're gone.
The VIP packages are all sold
Which
out.
means I gotta work on a survey.
So we're going to be reaching out to all of those people as soon as humanly possible to try and get you placed into which show you're coming to. Again, it's going to be, we have limited space, so I think it's going to be something along the lines of we're going to ask for like your top 3 choices or something like that, and we'll try and get you in your top choice. If we can't, because it'll be a little bit of a first come, first serve. So as soon as John sends out those surveys, make sure that you respond so that we can place you in the show that you would like to come see, but we'll try and get you into one of your choices. Will there be a mask mandate for this show? I think we've talked about it in some production meetings, and I think we are going to still do a little bit of masking because we just want to make sure that everybody is everybody's safe and everybody is and the cast is safe and that we're taking care of everyone and being as cautious as we can. I don't know about you guys. I just got the flu and it's not just COVID. It's not just COVID, everybody. It's now there are thousands and thousands of bugs out there. I got so sick that I was on the floor of my bathroom vomiting because my head hurt so bad. It was
That's
absolutely terrible. So we want to make sure that we're keeping everybody healthy and with such a vast amount of people coming in, we want to try and keep you all healthy. We want to keep, we want to make sure that everything is going well. So that's there you go.
Well, renowned
100%.
medical professional Robert F. Kennedy Jr. suggests that you just lick the floor and you can get all the antibodies you need to take care of those illnesses.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
That's good
He
stuff.
doesn't know what he's talking about.
No, it doesn't.
Only 6,500 till we hit.
Yeah, and I want to know what we're doing or what we could be doing.
Hachimama.
Oh, and look who just arrived.
Well,
Who does
Oh,
yeah.
Hi.
Kim, it's so good to
Hello.
see you.
Wow.
So good to see you guys.
You too.
Kim, you weren't here for the beginning of the stream, but the beginning of the stream is a video of you as Miss Holloway singing "Run Away with Me," and we talked a little bit about Miss Halloween and things like that, and the
She's
idea.
the cover girl of this deck.
Yeah,
Right?
you actually have been a main character of this stream.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
and Kim, you're gonna need to take care of Kurt's wounds.
yeah.
I'm not in a good place, apparently. you gotta, as Becky, help me out here. So I'll explain.
We all been playing tarot. Is that what's
Yeah,
happening?
we've done the Hatchetfield Tarot. In
But
fact,
it's been far from a game.
let's do a 3-card for Kim.
Yeah.
And now that we've done the 3-card for Kurt, let's do Kim and see how it all works together.
Whoa, fun, fun. Love it.
All right, here we go.
James, what are you holding there?
This is one of those.
It's
like
one
a
of those back things, right?
So this
That's
first
rock.
So this first card represents your past. The second card represents your present. The third card represents your future.
All right, here we go.
So Kim, this is your past. The chase maid.
Heads up.
Wow. Here we go.
No! This is highly disappointing.
All right. So
Whoa!
okay.
Past.
One
We know. I
second.
know
This is
what
a
this
fun one.
is.
This is a fun one. Let's see how
Okay.
it goes. So Matt, I'm gonna first show the card here. All right, here we go.
I can't wait.
The chaste maid.
There she is.
The Grace Chastity card. This is your past, Kim
nightmare.
Whalen. Look at that. Look at that little terror. All right. Wonderful art though. Here we go.
It's so
Let me just pull up the card and then Matt, if you want to read what this means for Kim's past.
Okay. The chaste maid. As the dirty girls are stricken blind with chlamydia when their lustful urges cause them to linger on the slutty pages of the biology textbook, the chaste maid wisely tosses that disgusting tome of science into the flames. If a little book called the Holy Bible was good enough to teach science to Jesus Christ, then it should be perfectly adequate for the public school system. The chaste maid knows that the quickest route to damnation is that tickle in your mommy spot. That's why she practices abstinence, because virginity rocks. She suggests you also maintain from all things that godless heathens, or worse, Presbyterians, might think of as fun, because you can't spell burning in hell forever without the letters F-U-N. Meaning, this card represents repression, self-censorship, pushing your belief on others, and launching moral crusades over harmless fun. Though the chaste maid's inflexibility make her a dangerous ally, she has plenty of positive qualities. Sometimes temperance is necessary. Resisting peer pressure, standing up for what's right, and avoiding unhealthy vices are all embodied by this most righteous of cards. May the chaste maid lead you not into temptation, but deliver you from evil.
Wow.
Hey, listen, Kim is the healthiest person I know. She doesn't drink caffeine. She doesn't.
Wow. That's good.
Is this?
She has her tea.
Is this indicative of the past?
This is the past, though. This is where you came from. This is like some maybe challenges maybe challenges that you went through growing up. You know,
James, you sound like God. What's going on with your voice?
I'm in a boardroom right now because I'm in a building that is not my building.
Wow, that's
So-
holy.
Echoey.
So sorry. So Kim, does that hold meaning for you?
Yeah, for sure. I definitely had a very conservative upbringing, so that's
There you go. Some challenge that you faced, but it also sounds like maybe you take care of yourself. You do certain things that are the good qualities of Grace Chastity.
yeah.
You know?
Yes.
I'll take the good and bad. It's all good.
There you go.
Until she met the fool.
That's the past. That's the past. Yes. Now let's see where you presently are.
Okay.
I'm shocked that we've only had like one repeat.
Oh,
A warlock.
Whoa.
All right.
Whoa!
You know what this is.
Also, we've only had one Lord in Black so far, right?
Yes.
We've
Yeah.
only had one
Wow,
Lord in
that's
Black
true too. Yeah, only
show
one.
up.
Spoopy.
Okay, so here we go. The Warlock.
Oh my god, look at that fucking guy.
Let's see.
Okay, present warlock. That's legit.
All right, this is Kim. You are at present the Warlock. You have drawn the Wilbur Cross card. The Wilbur Cross. There he is. Look at that, holding that apple of temptation. Look at that. The perfect to corrupt the chase maid. Here we go. Let's
give that to an audience member.
here
Was
we
the
go.
apple in the original script, or were you just like, I want to be eating an apple and?
I don't remember.
I don't remember.
None of us. That's good.
All right, here we go. Let me read this card for you. In a flash of denim, the Warlock appears. Don't let his affable nature fool you. He is the harbinger of the great shattering and has left all creation broken beyond repair. He has eaten from the tree of knowledge and seen the truth hidden from both monsters and men. He knows that when it comes to magic, the only currency that matters is blood. Not the warlocks, of course. He ensures that others are left to pick up the tab. Pawns are made to be sacrificed, and a skilled player can make anyone their pawn, even a king. This card represents manipulation, deceit, and the exploitation of others. Clean hands are a wonderful thing. You'll find that others are more than willing to do your dirty work when given the proper motivation. Sometimes we can only reach our dreams by building a bridge of corpses. But be warned, the path of the Warlock brings opportunity and risk in equal measure. One wrong step and your debt may at last come due.
Whoa.
God damn.
Uh-oh.
Wow.
Holy shit.
Just an easy
What have
one.
you been up to?
Easy
Yeah.
one.
Wow. But again, this might be also some sort of obstacle that you are facing right now. Is there some kind of warlock in your life that you are perhaps having to battle? Perhaps, you know.
Is Kurt doing anything at home that we should know about?
Yeah, that's my one.
So
sorry, Kurt. JK.
On the Warlock?
It could represent any number of things. It could represent.
You know, we're kind of all right now living through a world where there is a warlock trying to take over the world, you know? So somebody's saying, you know, maybe Canada should be another state, you know? So, a master of lies and deceit, perhaps? Maybe something that we're all dealing with?
Jesus Christ.
Here we go.
Just a light stream.
But let's see how you overcome this obstacle and move into the future.
Yes, good. The future is the best part.
Very,
Love a rebellion.
very
Go against the
cool.
warlocks of the world.
There's a few this could be.
All right.
Yeah, maybe Lex.
I was
Here
gonna say
we
Lex
go.
Ward.
Let's take
Is
a look.
Stephanie her own card too, or is it
Oh, I
already
don't know.
put?
Steph. Oh no, they're probably they were the lovers, probably.
Yeah.
This is
Whoa.
this is the Rebel, the Lex Foster card.
Wow.
Badass.
Awesome. Look at that cool Rebel.
Love it.
Okay, let me switch over to the meaning for you. And Matt, you want to read the meaning for
That's
Kim?
fine.
Sure.
Okay, here we go.
A rebel. Life's a bitch. The rebel knows the whole bullshit system is rigged, mostly against her. She wants a radical overthrow of the established order to burn the whole system to the ground. Sometimes the world needs a historical arsonist, and that's perfect because she's already been to juvie for lighting a bus on fire. Join the fight. Storm the Bastille. Because revolutions always work out great, right? The rebel sure thinks so. But then again, she once identified a picture of Stalin as Super Mario and thinks Napoleon is an ice cream flavor. Meaning, this card represents revolutionary energy, dissatisfaction with norms, angst towards the status quo, and a rage against the machine. Embrace the revolutionary fervor in your own heart, but be wary of change for change's sake. Is there a way to throw out the bathwater without dumping the baby? The fires of rebellion have the power to cleanse, but they also can consume all in a blazing inferno.
Whoa, that's damn.
There you go.
Wow.
Kim,
Wow.
it's so funny that you started with Grace and are ending with. It's like you
Yeah.
you're starting with the person who is like,
You switched Angela characters.
Yeah.
belief system that is then completely toppled in your future. That's
Yeah.
nuts.
Wow. And
Yeah.
the chat is pointing out that Kurt ended with Tom and Kim ended with Lex. So
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
wow. Good point.
so
These
there you go.
cards confirmed.
Heroes.
Love it.
Yes,
Are you
John.
the one who's gonna do it?
Could I do one?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
Nope. Next.
Yeah, you want to do a three
That
card
was
for
my
you?
first tarot card reading, by the way. I've never had.
Wow.
wow.
Well, there you go.
Thank you.
Jeff and Joey and John, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And we're under
Yeah,
6K now.
Jeff, Joey, and John. I think Joey's going to do a 5 card at the end.
Yeah, I don't want to
So I
do
think-
5.
So I think we should do a 3 for John, then a 3 for Jeff Blim,
Yeah.
and then a 5 for Joey Richter.
I need another snack. Best game.
And don't forget, we're trying to get to 540.
And
for-
we're-
That's 40.
Still possible. We're at 534 right now.
Yeah.
Okay, we're
got
less than
45
6,000 away. We're less than 6,000 away to this next unlockable, which is, again, we're going to start talking about new projects now, completely new things that would possibly be, future musicals.
Yeah.
Yeah, so these would be stage musicals.
Yep.
All right, Johnny boy.
All right. Do too much.
Let's see it.
Wow,
Constable.
the constable.
Constable.
The
Okay.
constable.
Let's see
What
here.
could that
The
be?
constable.
That's 34.
Gotcha.
Sam?
Oh no.
No?
Okay, here we go.
Yeah,
So
Shapiro.
let's see.
Those are
Let's see.
cops.
Let's see what we got.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know that.
All right,
You
this is
already
your
know.
past, John. This is your past. This is the constable. This is the Detective Shapiro card.
I did used to live in Chicago.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, look how cool Shapiro looks.
That's awesome.
She looks great.
Great art. All right, awesome. Let me switch over to the card, and I'll read the card for you, John. Okay, here we go. We'll add this to the stage. Here we go. She's getting too old for this shit. The constable wants a quiet beat where she can kick up her feet with a donut and a coffee, but somehow the blood and guts always show back up. With a nose for trouble, the constable sniffs out the truth quicker than a canine unit. The problem is, when your bullshit detector is so finely tuned, everything starts to stink. Everywhere she looks, she sees probable cause, a motive, a flimsy alibi, some punk-ass kid riding their bike against traffic. Always ride with the flow of traffic. And don't you ever ride on the sidewalk, or she will take your ass down. And if you think you can drive into her town with a broken taillight, then check your mirror. You'll see hell has arrived.
Woo!
This card represents a suspicious mind, cynicism, an interest in conspiracy theories, and nihilism. When you're as perceptive as the constable, you've had your fair share of disappointment. And though mistrust can lead to spiritual exhaustion, it can't be denied that when the constable is right, she's right. That's why this card also symbolizes intuition solving mysteries, catching others in lies, and exposing corruption or malfeasance.
Damn. John, were you in a kid detective game?
Yeah.
No, I was a security officer at one point in front of an army base, but I
Really?
no, I was
Wow.
in Fort Leavenworth, but had a gun and a
Wow.
pepper spray.
Are you serious?
Yeah, no, I used to be, my first job out of college, I was a security officer in front of Fort Leavenworth Army Base, and I had a gun and handcuffs and an extendable baton and pepper spray. I had to get
Your
pepper spray.
first job?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it paid it paid $25 an hour.
You had a gun?
He had a gun. He had pepper
Yeah,
spray.
Right out of college.
I had to pass training. I had to pass like military training to be able to like hold a gun.
Okay,
I was a pretty
goodness.
good shot. It's a pretty good shot.
Okay.
It was a 9mm Glock.
Wow. So there you go. John the Constable.
Pardon me, Constable.
Ay,
Wow.
ay, ay.
You hate that? I was just guarding a military base. I wasn't a cop.
You
or anything.
shouldn't be allowed to have a gun.
Why?
Guns are terrible.
No one should be allowed
Okay.
to have a gun. Okay. Let's
Yeah.
see what's going on with John's present. So that is where you come from, John, which, you know, maybe this is representative of something from your past, maybe some people from your past, all of that you're coming from. And now where are you in the present?
The gun, the pepper spray.
I don't know. I don't own a gun.
What we got now?
Everyone should have a gun as long as they're all unloaded.
no, they shouldn't.
They're all unloaded.
Whoa, John.
I love this, John. This is so you. I don't know what it is.
This is a good one.
What if it's
I know who this is. We know who this is.
Oh yeah.
That'd be big.
God
Man.
damn.
All right, here we go. Let me present the art for this one.
This is a good one. I can tell.
Oh my god!
Blade of Truth.
The Blade of Truth.
Yeah. Life behind
This is-
them, like a hero.
This is the John McNamara card.
Oh my god, this card looks sick.
Look at that. Cutting through lies with a blade of truth.
That's cool.
Look at that
All right.
motherfucker.
there he
Another
is.
gun for John.
Yep.
All right.
So many guns.
Looks like guns are still in your future, John.
No.
This is John's present. This is John's present.
Oh, so you have
the gun.
show us
You have an
your gun.
armory?
No, I don't.
So, Matt, do you want to
Hit
read
that
the?
panel on your wall and all the guns fall out.
All right, Matt. Here we go. Read the Blade of Truth for John.
Okay. The Blade of Truth. Attention, soldier. You've been called to serve. There's a war to be fought between truth and lies. Deceit, no matter how small, is bad intel and will obscure the truth of the universe and our place in it. A comfortable lie can send a noble soul down an unrighteous path. And that's just about as un-American as putting cream and sugar in perfectly good coffee. If you're to remain at peak combat efficiency, then you'll need a reliable sidearm. And none is more reliable than the Blade of Truth.
Yes.
Let no lie escape the enemy's lips, not even a peep. Meaning,
God damn.
this card represents honesty, integrity, and confronting falsehoods head on. What are the lies causing chaos in your life? Are they lies of convenience, omission, or ones you tell yourself? Then there are the lies that forge an uneasy peace. Know that foundation. Know the foundation of that piece is built on pillars of sand. Battle will inevitably come. When it does, the Blade of Truth will be ready.
Wow.
None.
Wow. Here, man.
Our Hyper Justice King. You got it. Blade of Truth.
Dude. Awesome.
There you go, John. Does that hold meaning for you? Are you battling some lies or some deceit?
Confront the lies, John.
I think, John, you just care about truth, though. You care about fairness. You care about, like, I feel like that's a big part of you.
Yeah.
I'd say, yeah, I think so.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Integrity.
That's a fucking
Integrity.
American right there. That's a fucking red-blooded American right there.
There you go.
If I had
Nice.
one
My
red-blooded
Colonel
American,
father would.
John Madison.
All right, John, let's see where the righteous path will lead you.
All right, let's see
It just
where
says
it goes.
gun.
Oh no! 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 No!
Right.
No! No! No!
All right,
No!
John.
No!
Are you in the room?
No!
All right. Here we go.
No!
That turn will get you nowhere.
No! No!
Let's see what this card is.
Nope.
Is it Charlotte?
It has to be.
Oh, sure. Yeah, give me.
All right.
On Sam.
John, your path is leading you towards the adulterer. This is the Charlotte Sweetly card.
Connected. All three betraying everything you believe.
All right, there you go. So this is your future.
Nope.
And this is the adulterer. Here, look at that Charlotte Sweetly card.
Oh my god.
Okay,
That's a pretty card.
It's a very pretty card.
For
So good.
Let me get
Different kind of sin.
let me get the meaning. Let's see if we can divine some meaning for this. Okay.
you're gonna go cheat
All right.
on
Here we go.
the gun.
All right, John. Adulterer, that seems a little accusatory. In fact, the spirit inhabiting this card doesn't necessarily agree with that characterization.
Oh.
It's not like she was doing anything wrong. Besides, it was just once, maybe twice, no more than 24 times. But last time was the last time. The adulterer wants to be faithful. She really does. The guilt's almost too much to bear. But why should she feel guilty? Who's going to find out anyway? She covered all her bases. No one knows about the second phone. She knows she's safe, right? Right? This card represents secrecy, a guilty conscience, obscuring the truth, and avoidance. The adulterer doesn't always indicate a moral shortcoming. It is also a card that symbolizes profound fear, feelings of inadequacy, and anxiety. The adulterer fails to recognize her own agency. She catastrophizes, letting her own thoughts poison her from within. We often act as our own jailers.
Whoa.
The adulterer can free herself. She holds the keys.
Ooh.
Keys to my youth.
So there you go, John.
Damn.
It's not necessarily about adultery. It's also a little bit about maybe you are questioning yourself a little bit. Maybe you need to free yourself from that anxiety.
Putting a little too much sugar in the coffee, John.
Maybe, you know.
Yeah, it's like you had a connection
Yeah,
with all three. The theme of like
They
truth
all
to
had
lies.
truth.
No. I don't like.
John hates it.
I hate that card.
But John, again, this is something
Isn't that
that
what
you.
it said in the card? It said you don't want to admit to it. Isn't that like the first line of the card?
All out.
You know, I will say that again, this might be something that you are the kind of self-deceit and things like that, and the anxiety is something that you may struggle with in the future. Cut through it with a blade of truth, John.
Yes.
Don't forget who you are. Don't forget your agency.
Yeah, or shoot it with a gun.
Rock and roll, and you have guns.
I don't own a gun.
You have that
don't own a gun.
armory.
John, just take out that gun and
I don't own a gun.
Okay.
There you go. So
Man.
so right now we are at $534,345. We're trying to get
Thank you,
to
guys.
$540,000 before we talk about our next future project. We've got about 32 minutes left in the stream. Let's see what we can do. Remember, guys, if you have the ability to, if you have the interest, get on that Kickstarter page. Give
Maybe
a little
if they're
something
really
if you
nice
haven't.
and really close. We can cheat.
We'll see. We'll see. But we are trying to act with integrity and a blade of truth.
Yes.
We don't want
Not
to
the
cheat.
adulterer.
We don't want to be. We don't want to be cheaters. We want to be a
Whoa.
blade of truth.
the number right now is 534,345.
Whoa! Whoa! I see
Is
it.
that a palindrome? Is that what that
That's
means?
a
Is that
right.
No,
Is
it's
that a
not.
palindrome?
Yes,
No,
it is.
it's not exactly forward.
You're right. It's
and
not a
back.
palindrome.
But it's still.
You're right. It's not. It would have to be
Or-
534,435.
Yes.
Nick, for
That is so
people,
cool.
So
Nick,
we'll.
for people who joined in the last third, can you show off that Pokédoll one more time?
Yes. So remember, guys, we've got this amazing little Pokey doll. Look at this little cutie patootie.
What a fucking cutie.
A beautiful little doll here. This is created by a company called U2s. This is the little Pokey, the singular voice. He's got a little tag on his butt right here. He sits up like that. Look, all of these little cracks in his face, and his eyes are embroidered, and he kind of has kind of a glow around his little smiling eyes. Here he is. Isn't he so sweet and adorable? And this guy is available right now. You can go onto the Kickstarter, and this is the $300 tier, and you will get this doll, and you'll get everything else below that tier. So you'll also get this awesome sweatshirt with art by Jen Lang, my sister, and you'll get the patch set with art by Meg Lloyd. You'll get a poster with art by Meg Lloyd. You'll get a sticker set with art by Nicole Rodriguez, who did all of the art for the tarot deck that we're currently playing with right now. And then you'll also get your name in the credits of the recorded version of the show. You'll get the behind the scenes featurette which Kurt is going to be in charge of for this production. And then I think that's what we got going. And you also have access to the ticket pre-sale. If you're trying to get tickets for the show, that pre-sale is important because it'll give you first dibs at those tickets. So there we go. So we're a little bit over $5,000 away from doing our next reveal. So we'll try and get that within, we got 30 minutes left. Let's see what we can do.
Yeah.
And also, once we hit 540, remember the highest funded Kickstarter that we have ever done was for our 10-year anniversary when we had 547. So that'll put us only $7,000 beneath our highest Kickstarter ever. And this was another little interesting fact that we talked about earlier. Our lowest funded Kickstarter was the original Guy Who Didn't Like Musicals. So the idea that Guy Who Didn't Like Musicals would be our lowest funded project and our highest funded project, there's something really fun about that. It's poetic, and there's a nice little circle. It completes the circle. So if you can get on there, if you want to up your pledge, we'd love that. And if you want to get on there, and just every little bit helps. If you got a few bucks and you say, you know what, I like StarKid, maybe, and I've never given any money or anything, maybe now's the time. Go and give a few bucks. We really appreciate it and all of that. So let's do a nice 3-card reading for Mr. Jeff Blum.
Yeah.
Front and center.
He's been hiding away in the back like a little NPC. Not anymore.
Get up front, Beebs.
Yeah, Beebs.
Yeah, look at that nice hair.
He took his beanie off. Put the beanie back on, Beebs.
Bitch.
I like it. I think it looks good.
All right, let's do this.
All right.
You sound like you're being forced.
Okay.
He seems excited.
All right.
Okay, yep.
The barmaid.
The barmaid.
All right. This makes a lot of sense, I think.
Starting strong.
Okay. So the barmaid.
Emma.
Right?
Right?
Oh, it has to be.
Or Zoe?
Oh, or Zoe, yeah.
Or Nora.
Or no. Okay, let's list all three of them.
Nora's
All
just
right, here
Emma's
we
dog.
go. This is the barmaid. This is the Emma Perkins card. You pulled the Emma Perkins card. Very good. So I'll pull up the meaning. Look at that awesome art. Look at Emma with her little pot. She is grumpy. Okay, here we go. Let's try and get let's get the little thing up here. And then Matt, do you want to read the rating for Jeff? This is his past.
Yeah.
All right.
The barmaid. We all go through that period of meandering uncertainty, our metaphorical backpacking trip through Guatemala. And after all that time and energy devoted to self-discovery, we often discover the simple fact that we're broke. When that time comes, the barmaid knows there's nothing left to do but stick your nose to the grindstone and work some bullshit job. It's not going to be fun, and it's not going to be easy. You may have to spit in a lot of people's drinks just to get through that next shift. There are better days ahead, but the rent's due on Monday. Meaning, this card represents a transitional period of unfulfilling work, pushing through financial uncertainty, paying your dues, and the growing pains of gaining financial independence. But think of it like this. Things may not get better soon, but if you stop working, they'll definitely get worse. That may be cold comfort, but at least it's not hot garbage. Sometimes when you're going through hell, all you can do is keep going.
Yes.
There you go.
It is, kid. Wow.
That was your pass, Jeff. What do you think?
What do you think?
Well, I can't argue with the cards, right?
Can't argue with the cards.
You paid some dues, and now here you are. Let's see where paying all those dues. Let's see where it led you.
Okay, you're president.
Lord in Black. Give him a Lord in Black.
I know.
Yeah, we've only gotten one. Yeah.
No.
All right.
The
Hunter.
A hunter. Oh,
All
this
right.
this is a
see
good
here.
one.
This is a good one, Jeffrey Blem. All right, here let me pull up
What's that going to be?
this one for you.
Man, Nibley's like
All right, here we go. You pulled the Hunter, the Max Jagerman card.
Card rules.
That is sick.
That's sick as hell.
There you go. Look at that fun Max Jagerman card. A little fun fact: Jaeger is what is it? Is it German for hunter? So
Yeah.
when we were naming Max Jagerman, we specifically named him after a hunter.
That's so fun.
Nice.
All right, here we go. Let me switch over to the meaning, and I'll read that card for you, Jeff.
We're like under 4,000 away, guys. You're amazing.
We're so close. All right, here we go. You nerd. You want to stay a turd guzzler your whole life, or do you want to become a literal monster? Might makes right. If that's not true, then why does it rhyme? Nerds must face the harshest of discipline, so that hot girls may be protected from their pizza faces and tiny boners. That is called chivalry, and it's the code of honor practiced by King Arthur's Knights of Camelot. That shit's in the Bible, bro. And since the cafeteria tables are also round, then the same laws shall be observed. The hunter shall defend his kingdom. Fair maidens must be defended, and nerdy prudes must die.
Damn.
This card represents aggression, stubbornness, brutality, and the domination of those weaker than yourself. Though the hunter inspires fear in his enemies, his fury is not always focused on the meek and the mild. Hunting is, after all, violent by nature, but sometimes necessary to sustain life. Channel the hunter's nobler instincts and purge your own spirit of its cruelty. That's a winning gameplay. Go Nighthawk.
God damn.
Wow.
This is an arc already, Jeff. This is already an arc.
Oh, we're going. Go Nighthawks. Let's go.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Go Nighthawks. That's where you're at right now, Jeff.
Yeah,
You're hunting.
pretty good.
Oh my god.
All right.
All right, let's see where Jeff's future lies.
Holy
All right, here we go, Jeff.
Jeff, bring us home, bitch.
Oh
All
Wow.
right,
Wait a darn minute.
Oh my
here we
god.
go.
What is this gonna be?
Let's
Wiggly,
see it.
right?
Let's see it.
I think it
Here
would
we
make
go. This is the
Oh,
card
yeah,
of
because he has the crown.
cards.
You're right. It's Wiggly.
The King in Black. Wiggly. This is your future, Jeff Blem.
Wow.
This is what awaits you.
The arc of like from Emma to Max to Wiggly is fucking insane.
Look at that card. Wow.
Shit.
All right, let me just switch over to the meaning. And
I'm
we'll-
the writer of the music of those freaking shows.
All right, here we go. Matt, you want to read The King in Black for Jeff?
Sure. The King in Black. Hello, friendly wind. Woe to the unlucky soul who pulls this most dread and malevolent card, for Wagog your wrath wishes to make his presence known. The grasping tentacles of the King in Black have already wiggled their way inside your soul. But fear not, prove your worth, and you shall taste power beyond your wildest dreams. Power unburdened by petty human morality. Power that must be claimed at all costs, even if it costs you your soul. But hey, you got that for free. Let the ends justify the means, or not. After all, one who wears a crown is beyond judgment. It's good to be the king. Meaning, this card represents power in its truest and most bloodthirsty form. Ruthlessness, intimidation, and the malicious joy of unquestioned authority are all embodied by this card. Will you allow such absolute power to corrupt yourself? Absolutely. Or perhaps the king has a less magnanimous role for you. Perhaps you aren't meant to sit the throne, but to kneel before it. There is only power. Conquer or be conquered. The choice is yours.
Damn.
God, Jeff.
Talk about a villain era.
Yeah.
There you go. Go Nighthawk.
Wow.
Yeah. You're
Yeah.
not fucking taking the righteous path at all. It seems.
That was
Awesome.
Okay.
Jeff, you are a powerful being.
yeah.
Yeah. You know.
You are a hunter, a powerful one. And you will have power, but perhaps you will wield it justly.
That's crazy.
Only you can decide, Jeff.
Okay.
Or only you sit the throne.
And we're only 3,500 away from.
Whoa.
We're 3,500 away.
540.
We're 3,500 away, and also we're on our last reading. It's going to be a nice 5-card reading for Joey Richter. Again, the 5 cards. The first 3 again represent your past, present, future. 4th card represents your adversary, what you must overcome to achieve then. Card number 5, your ultimate destiny.
Jesus Christ.
Ultimate Destiny.
Oh my God.
I'm sad.
Okay. Okay.
All right, let's
All
pull
right.
the first card for Joey.
I love what's gonna happen.
Bring it.
Let's
All right.
experience the past.
I'm scared.
I am really freaked out.
The stakes have never been higher. Okay.
Whoa. Wow.
That's fitting past. Okay.
It really is your past.
Yes.
We can just go through the meaning again too. We can go through like just
Okay.
remind me of what that
This is
is.
strong
Let's
start, though.
remind ourselves first. Let's remind ourselves of this beautiful art by
Yes.
Nicole Rodriguez.
A
Look
literal.
at
I
how
love this one.
beautiful that
literal
is.
past.
And this is you on the card.
There he
And
is.
so Wilbur Cross, and remember the sticker set that is one of the Kickstarter rewards has art by Nicole Rodriguez, who did all of these beautiful cards. All right,
Okay.
let's get you in here.
Now,
Let's
what is his thing?
let's see.
Oh, howdy doody.
Let's see what the meaning is here. And you just want the meaning? You don't
Yeah,
want
because we remember
Here we go.
manipulation.
So the meaning, this card represents manipulation, deceit, and the exploitation of others. Clean hands are a wonderful thing. You'll find that others are more than willing to do your dirty work when given the proper motivation. Sometimes we can only reach our dreams by building a bridge of corpses. But be warned, the path of the warlock brings opportunity and risk in equal measure. One wrong step, and your debt may at last come due.
Okay. That's a little freaky, you know. It's a horrible past, but who knows? I could have been the one being manipulated.
Yes.
Absolutely.
You know?
Remember that, because this maybe is something that you faced in the past.
Yeah. I could have been just a tool for some fucking nasty shit.
Yep.
Now who am I now?
Where is your present?
Who am I now?
The witch.
That's crazy too.
Wow. Okay, let's
Could be Holloway, right?
get
That's
the witch.
poetic. We're still in the poetic
So,
zone.
so Joey, what is very interesting for you is that the past is the warlock, and your present is the witch. That is kind of the counterpoint to the warlock card.
That is really fun.
So
Man,
here you
know
go.
what? Man, oh man, look at that. Look at those jeans, ripped jeans. I have maybe
You know, the jean jacket has gone from one character to the other.
It made the jean jacket stayed consistent.
Yes.
This is an arc canon. It's an arc.
Oh my god.
The sisterhood of the traveling jean jacket.
Jacket.
Okay, now
And
let's.
what is the meaning again?
Let's pull that meaning. Matt, why don't you read the meaning for Joey of the witch card?
Okay, just the meaning. This
Yeah.
card represents inspiration, charity, and service. The witch knows that swaying the hearts of others is a magic available to us all. In time, good deeds will bear fruit. To receive, you must give. What you put out into the world has a way of coming back to you. So be mindful, for you will reap what you sow. Will
You
your
know-
harvest be bountiful, or have you already sown your fields with salt?
You know, this is interesting, and this is like not this. I've been very like, I've noticed over the last year, I've been like a very, or not year. I'm like, I've been very angry a lot, you know, lately, and I've been trying to like transition out of that anger in my life. And I've just been like, you know what? I need to get back to who I know who I am, which is like a nice person sometimes. And I've started to like actively try to just do more good deeds in public. You know, I was at a concert last week, and I was standing there, and it was all on the floor seats or floor standing room. And I was like, man, everyone's so tall, including myself. And I looked behind me, and there was this family of like a guy and his wife and his daughter. And I went, do you guys want to stand in front of me? And I was just like, I'm just noticing because I'm tall. I was like, you can stand in front of me because you can't see. And the guy was literally like, this is the nicest thing anyone's ever done at a concert to us. And I was like, first of all, that's crazy. More nice things should happen. But then he offered to buy me a beer, and I was like, listen, I'm just saying this as a tall person.
You know?
So I don't know, you know, it's like, and then the last 2 times I've gone to Burbank 16 at the movie theater, I've gotten really good parking spots. So you know what, maybe that's just the karma coming back. You know,
There you go.
I've let a short person stand in front of me, and I got good parking. So
You know, you must give to receive. You
really
get
must.
what you put out, and
You
that
really
goes for Kickstarter backers as well. Go ahead and
Yeah.
Go ahead.
We got 13 minutes left. Let's see if we can hit some of
20
those goals.
2,700 away.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, very
Now
good.
future.
Let's
Very
do
close.
Joey's future.
Uh-oh.
Okay, here's the biggie.
Maybe one we haven't gotten.
Oh! Wow!
Whoa!
Great card.
This is a big one. Okay, here we go.
Whoa. Big
Let's-
art.
So Joey,
Here she is, boys.
This is your future.
Oh my god.
Here she is, world.
Yes, she is.
This
Wow.
is the Queen in White.
Holy
This is
shit.
the Webby card. There she is.
Wow.
Webby.
Holy shit.
Look at that art. All right.
Crop top. I love it.
Yeah, the crop top.
Look at that beautiful lady.
Okay, let me pull up
Beautiful goddess.
let me pull up the info, the meaning of this card, and I'll go ahead and read it for you.
Wow. That's a real return to.
All right.
This is a crazy
All right.
art, Joey.
Joey, heavy is the crown. If it were only the weight of the world the Queen in White need bear, alas, so much more is on her shoulders. Some lust for a throne with every waking breath. They are to be pitied. But none is so pitiable as the one imprisoned by that damned and ostentatious chair. They are shackled by duty, cursed with the understanding that their responsibility is too great to shrink. These souls are the most worthy of praise and the least likely to receive it. Someone must stand sentinel at the gates of hell. Best be one who doesn't sleep on the job.
Mm.
Meaning, this card represents self-sacrifice, responsibility, and
Oh, yeah.
thankless leadership. Oftentimes, people are interchangeable, but in extraordinary circumstances, one indispensable soul is thrust into a position of terrifying responsibility. There will be no escape or respite, but there will be a quiet dignity. There is joy in purpose. A kingdom will cry out for a just queen. Will you accept this burden, or will someone less scrupulous rule with an iron tentacle?
Jeff and Joey swear out is crazy.
This is
I
really
love
this is Loki at the end of season 2. Am I right?
Yeah. This is also this is very Leo for Joey. It's very.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's but it's also like it's a challenge to the Leo in many ways.
Yes.
Wow.
It's a
You know
big
what?
thing on the throne.
Yeah.
Heavy is
Wow.
the crown.
Heavy is the crown.
That's
And the
that's
thankless job.
From
So that's
Warlock
that's his
to Witch
future?
to like that
Quiet
red.
dignity.
That's my future.
Okay.
This is your future. Now let's see what your adversary is.
Okay.
So can you say that again, Nick? What this is?
So this is the 5-card reading. So next we're going to see what is the adversary. What is Joey's obstacle that is going to stop him from achieving his ultimate 5th card, his destiny.
So the destiny and the future are slightly
are slightly
different. Okay.
Different.
Connected.
Future could be next year. Destiny
Sure.
is the rest of your life.
Yes.
Destiny's Destiny's overall.
God, if I get fucking homeless guy, ay.
Let's see.
Cards,
Right.
kid.
Let's see what your adversary is.
Also, less than 2K away. It's still
Oh
possible.
my gosh,
we could do
guys, it could
Still
totally
possible.
happen. Totally happen.
Ooh.
So this is your challenge.
Vagrant. This is your challenge. This is your challenge. All right. Which one is this one, Matt?
I did not rig this. I
30.
did not rig this.
This
at
is
all.
20. This is 24.
Oh God.
24.
Oh, no.
All right, here we
Oh
go.
Sorry for
God.
taking the mic.
No.
Sorry for
Challenge,
taking the mic.
kid. What's your great
Adversary.
Sorry.
Your adversary, not your destiny.
This is your adversary,
Yes,
Joey.
yes.
This is the vagrant. This is
This is one of the best days of my life.
Oh
I
my
love today.
God.
Wow, you're
Almost.
psychic.
Oh
You're
my
Right, here we
God.
go.
I
Now,
love that card though. That card was awesome. So good.
Okay, yeah. What
Hello?
what is
let's see what this one means.
Oh my god, that was really
I know.
beautiful.
I'm
All right.
dying right now.
All right,
That was
Matt,
fun.
you want to read this one for Joey?
Sure. The Vagrant. Fair change for the homeless? The Vagrant will take anything you've got. Please, anything. $1, a penny, an 8-ball, anything. No, don't buy him a bag of food from McDonald's. You really expect him to eat that? That's disgusting. He guesses he could use the cheeseburger to lure out some rats to eat. Don't be so quick to judge the Vagrant. He wasn't always like this. He had a life once, a job, a girl, but they're gone now. It's all gone.
Joey.
Meaning, this card represents loss, melancholy, a yearning for the past, the feeling that your best days are behind you, and that nagging fear that you'll never find that place to call home. The Vagrant may appear in times of uncertainty or strife, but it's not all grim portents. This card symbolizes an emotional, financial, or spiritual rock bottom, meaning there's nowhere to go but up. Unbeknownst to the Vagrant, his destiny is greater than he could possibly imagine. You too shall shape the fate of us all.
Oh my God.
Wow.
So that's like you have to overcome rock bottom.
Yeah, and
This
and
is
you know some
this
sort
is-
of feeling of your best
Of-
days being behind you, all of that.
The stakes are quite high, it feels.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right,
You're-
let's see what destiny will Joey ultimately shape for himself.
Jesus.
Let's find out.
Oh, I'm so nervous.
All right.
Jesus
see.
Christ.
Oh no! Oh
Oh
no!
no! No.
Oh no, Joey! Oh no! What have you done, Joey? All right, here. Let's see this one more time. We've got okay. We've got this beautiful card art of Charlotte Sweetly by Nicole Rodriguez. There it is. It's so beautiful. There we go. All right, now let's see here. What is going to be? Let's read this with the idea of this is Joey's destiny. All right, Joey. It says adulterer. That seems a little accusatory. In fact, the spirit inhabiting this card doesn't necessarily agree with that characterization. It's not like she was doing anything wrong. Besides, it was just once, maybe twice, no more than 24 times. But the last time was the last time. The adulterer wants to be faithful. She really does. The guilt's almost too much to bear. But why should she feel guilty? Who's going to find out anyway? She covered all her bases. No one knows about the second phone. She knows she's safe, right? Right? This card represents secrecy, a guilty conscience, obscuring the truth, and avoidance. The adulterer doesn't always indicate a moral shortcoming. It is also a card that symbolizes profound fear, feelings of inadequacy, and anxiety. The adulterer fails to recognize her own agency, Joey. She catastrophizes, letting her thoughts poison her from within. We often act as our own jailers, but Joey, the adulterer, can free herself. She holds the key.
You can free yourself to be the Webby card, your future.
Remember, your future is Webby.
Yeah. Well, my destiny. So wait, what? How do we make this good?
I'm trying.
All right,
how do we interpret this in a good way?
So Joey, your destiny may be something to where you may be struggling against these anxieties, against these things.
Yeah.
You may feel trapped in a way, but it is your destiny to obtain your future, to become Webby,
He's
to
right.
become that silent dignity. Remember what your future is.
Your destiny is your trial throughout your whole life. That's
Do not be held back by that obstacle, that feeling of the better cards were back there.
Yeah.
Oh no.
And the adulterer dies, and in her death, she is freed. Therefore, you're not going to be. You're not going to be an adulterer forever. You'll find a new life.
You'll die.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
There is freedom.
We made it.
We made it.
We made it.
Oh, we did. Wow. That's incredible. Thank you all. Thank you, everybody who's watching.
You have the keys, Joey.
God, I just have to work for it. I have to.
Absolutely.
I have to do it. Oh my God, that was a stressful.
It is
that was
stressful. It's
You know?
stressful. But the cards, they are not kind or cruel. They simply
they are true. And it's like it's sometimes I do feel like I'm my own prison. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Okay.
As a person who has had a lot afforded to them, I'm my own only prison. You know.
Yep.
I'm a lucky guy. No, Diane.
All right, here we go. Let's talk about a possible future project. Let's kind of end the stream with this. So this is a project that is in development, and let's talk about it. Here we go. Tomb Quest.
Boom.
This is a musical that is being developed by Matt Lang, Eric Congale, and Clark Backstresser. Matt, do you want to talk a little bit about what Tomb Quest is?
Yeah. So I didn't want to ramble, so I wrote a little log line and then a short synopsis. Okay, but here's the log line. After nearly 2 decades apart, a middle-aged gaming group reunites on the eve of their friend's funeral to complete Tomb Quest, a role-playing campaign they abandoned when high school ended and adulthood pulled them apart. So here's kind of the short synopsis. In a suburban basement, 5 middle-aged friends meet on the night of their friend Ben's funeral to fulfill his posthumous request, finish Tomb Quest. a role-playing campaign they gave up on after high school graduation. This ragtag party must dig out their old character sheets and descend once more into the labyrinthine tomb of the great necromancer Terrazon. Monsters and magic will be the least of their obstacles. Romantic tensions, a bitter grudge, bad role play, and the fact that nobody quite remembers how to play will all put the journey in peril before the first die has been cast. Our heroes will have to rediscover their characters, reforge their bonds of friendship, and together bring the quest to an end worthy of their fallen friend. So,
I love it.
Awesome.
So Clark and Eric came to me with the idea that he wanted to do something around role playing and like Dungeons and Dragons and stuff. And so I was like, okay, what's like a different take on it? And I really wanted to capture the feeling because I know a lot of people do sort of role playing things, but I didn't think anything that I've seen really captured the feeling of actually playing with friends, which is like a very happy feeling. And you can't, and it's something important about that it's mainly having fun with friends. So this show is meant to be very it's very much a reaction to Hatchetfield. I wanted to do something that was purely happy and feel good and and like a comfort show. So like sometimes when Rusty's like asking me, hey, do you want to watch the new season of House of the Dragon? It's really good. It will stress me out and I'll say, no, just put on The Office again. And I really just wanted to have a show that was like that, gave you that feeling that it's if you guys have seen the older StarKid shows, I'm not saying it's like that, but there's a feeling of there's a big theme of friendship and kind of friends goofing around, making fun of each other.
Yeah,
and I wanted to bring a more that kind of lackadaisical thing, and I wanted the show to be like I want it to be in a smaller theater and to be like a more intimate experience, like you're hanging out with everybody in the basement. So I think it will be very fun. And I had a lot of fun working on it with Eric and Clark, and script's all done. Script's been done for, 6 months, and I've got first drafts of all the songs. Songs are great. And so this will be a fun one. And this will be our kind of, I really like it. It's really fun. And this is the closest we'll get to kind of like role-playing fantasy dungeon-y type stuff.
Yeah, because there have been what's the approach behind the idea of a Dungeons and Dragons thing, and there are some people that will make a show like a lot of improvisers will do this, where they'll do a show where it's literally them playing Dungeons and Dragons. This is kind of going in the opposite way of saying this is a scripted show that is about a friend group. It's more trying to capture that feel of being in that basement together, playing a game, reconnecting, kind of, it's nostalgia and comfort and all of these things. Like, grab a pizza, get on that couch, and let's play a game.
Yeah, it's one thing that I had to do was like, okay, if it's about a game, because a lot of the story is like concluding the quest that they started. So it kind of half of the show takes place in the game world. But I was like, also their personal lives have to very much tie into the story. So it's like the most consequential night of their lives where all their personal stuff also needs to get solved through playing the game. So I think it will be a lot of fun. I think it will be one that I specifically wanted it to have a ton of rewatchability.
Yeah. And this is not a Hatchetfield show. This is its own separate thing. So that is a potential future show. So that's that. And so we talked about 4 future things. We didn't get to the 5th one. That's fine. Maybe at some point later we'll talk about it. But
I will say, kind of as like a tease, Tomb Quest and the 5th thing are meant to kind of go together. one is like, you know, that comfort food, and the other one is just gonna be that gut punch, like rip your heart out, like big epic sort of thing. That
the other one is much more of a drama, like more of a drama than we've ever done before. So that one is you know, a bit of a departure. And it's also not a Hatchetfield thing.
Yeah, when people read the script, they say, "Oh, so it's like a real show."
Yeah,
has been the response. So it's like it is the most musical StarKid has ever gotten, and maybe will ever get. So it's a big sweeping kind of epic, and
epic
it'll be fun.
in the sense of it spans many years and kind of is about a character's trials and tribulations and all that. And no, it's not the pirate show. Anyway, before we go, we're all wrapped up. Before we go, let's pull one last card for this production. What is the fate, the destiny of this production? It's fully funded. We're getting close to being the top funded StarKid project ever. If we, you know, pass 547,000, all that, we'll see how far we can push it in the next week. This may be the highest funded, you know, StarKid Kickstarter ever. It may be the highest, the largest theater Kickstarter ever. We'll see how it goes. We've got 1 week left in the campaign. Thank you all so much for bringing it this far, and you know, this response has been incredible. We can't wait for the show to happen, and let's pull one final card to see what is the destiny of this production of the guy who didn't like music.
Yeah.
I'll lose it.
Oh boy.
Okay.
There we go.
The mastermind.
Oh.
Wait a minute.
You know
Wait
what?
a minute.
Wow.
You know what? Let's take a look. Matt, which number is the mastermind? 14. Number 14.
This was
Okay.
We've been planning.
So again, yes, let's do let's see the art again. This is a you know, what's interesting about this is that this is the Charles Coven card. This is the founder and CEO of CCRP, which is where the guy who didn't like musicals kind of starts out. Also, Charles Coven is the one who creates Otho in Yellow Jacket, who is Pocotho trapped in sort of a human shell. So it's very interesting. But yes, this one is about meticulous planning and being a mastermind. Let's see how it goes. Let me remove this, and then let's get the meaning up there. And I think we can just read the meaning. Let's see here. Because again, this is kind of a repeat card. There were 35 cards. There are a bunch that we actually did not pull today. So
we didn't pull 12 of them.
12 of the cards. All right, here we go. So this says the meaning of this card. This card represents meticulous planning, consistency, and the patient follow through that it takes to achieve long-term goals.
Wow.
Sometimes, though the work is constant, the progress is invisible. You can't perceive the movement of the hour hand, but it moves all the same. To truly master the mind, you must master your restlessness, boredom, and need for instant gratification. That's overhead, you can safely cut. So this is what's interesting is that slowly has the Hatchetfield universe been building, and now we are seeing the fruits of those labors come back to see this, the little show that could, which originally, the original production of the guy who didn't like musicals was our lowest funded Kickstarter. Now, after all these years, I think the show is maybe more popular than ever. This is a great showing of that. Thank you all so much for contributing to this campaign.
Yay.
We can't wait. We'll be back next week for the finale live stream, round out the campaign. Thanks everyone for joining. Remember, go donate. You can get these t-shirts. You can get this little Pokey doll. And thank you all so much.
under
Thank you, guys.
$7,000 till it beats it under 7 days.
Wow.
Do it.
There you go.
It's
All right.
Look at
Yeah.
that. Bye,
Thanks,
everybody.
Bye.